all your residential concrete projects done the right way with the most trusted company in town. Serving Lorain County and surrounding areas, Affordable Concrete Solutions is here for all your concrete needs, providing concrete maintenance, washing and sealing, decorative stamped concrete, driveway and sidewalk concrete removal, concrete flat work, and much more. We pride ourselves in offering the best concrete services possible and are backed by years of experience and a history of excellent service. It's our ultimate goal to provide each and every client with the highest quality of workmanship, professionalism, and efficiency while emphasizing exceptional customer service. We design, install, and maintain all concrete. Whatever your concrete needs, let ACS be your answer. Contact us today for your free estimate.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here talking about balls, the script. Tonight, we're talking about the Browns schedule. We're playing the Cleveland Browns schedule game. I can't talk.
I'm totally off the script tonight. Sorry. We're gonna do the schedule game as you said. We're gonna talk.
We're gonna do just the tip.
And I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in between.
Fuck if I know. We'll see you in a minute.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talking About Balls. I am Justin George, joined as always, and Tim Buck too. We are live. We are here. We are sweating our tits off. It is so hot in this room. It's insane, honestly. It feels like we're doing the show on remote tonight from the sun. We didn't really publicly announce it, but yeah, we are live.
It's like we're in a Russian sauna. We're getting a little fits, you know.
It's worse than that. It is. It's fucking hot. I heard you were doing the double voice the other night, and it was perfect for how hot it was. It's what Jeff said.
That's why I haven't changed my voice yet.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. That's not even on the soundboard. That's just what Tim sounds like in heat. It's awful right now. It's so fucking hot. But yeah, here we are. We had some technical difficulties to start the show off. Expect nothing less from a show here with us. The internet, I don't even see it up there, so I don't know.
It seems to be working okay. I think the router was a little overheated.
I see the three, like the Wi-Fi triangle thing.
Yeah, if you don't see it, it's a good thing.
No, that is a good thing? Yeah, okay. I just thought that it meant we have no internet, so I just assumed
it's not
we were going live
correctly.
to nobody is what I kind of thought right now. But we'll see. All right. Yeah, thank you guys all for watching. We're here. We're doing the show. First time ever. Nothing. I didn't even write the title down. I have nothing on this notepad. I usually have, and these guys can attest, I have almost top to bottom filled with what I'm going to talk about. To at least, I don't write notes. It's just more so the talking points. So I know, like, if we get into a spot where we kind of need to move on, there's a topic for it. Nothing today. Literally, the only thing I promised 2 weeks ago was that we would do the Cleveland Browns schedule release party or release game, and we'll go over the schedule. We'll give our picks, and then I also. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Thank you guys for watching. Oh, they're right across the street over there, Front Street Social. But yeah, so we're going to do the schedule game. We have nothing else planned except for just the tip at the end because that's how we always end the show. Other than that, we are winging it. This is Talking About Tim Buck 2. Basically, this show is meshing the two because Talking About Balls is normally...
I kind of like Tim being on the show because now we have nothing to put up here except his beautiful face.
I love it.
He's part of the topic today. It's a 3-panel. It's like bringing back roots of old for us. A 3-team.
Yeah, we were a 3-team show when we first started.
So now we got a much darker version of that third person. He's joined us tonight. So.
Much darker.
No,
he tanned pretty well.
He did tan pretty well.
But anyway, so yeah, we are doing the show. We're winging it. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about our 4th of July weekends. We're going to talk about honestly whatever the fuck we want. This show is a sports show. However, again, my dream was always to make it the Howard Stern of sports. So we'll talk sports, but we're also going to talk about real life because we're humans. We have lives. We do real shit. Like I golfed a shitload over the weekend.
I've seen that you was working on your shirt game.
That leads me into my first thing I wanted to talk about. I would like, and
my
I'm sure
personality.
everyone on this show that watches would like a public apology from you for the last whatever years of golf insults that you threw the game of golf under the bus, ran it over with the train, kicked it down the road, that you enjoy playing golf now. So everyone, here's your apology from Justin.
Fuck you. No way. No way. There will be never will you get an apology. I still think there's some things that are really fucked up about golf.
Oh, yeah?
For one thing, why is it so early? Like, why can't people just go golf at like noon and it doesn't have to be that busy? But it's always
you got to get out early. You got to get out early.
I did a 7:30 tee time on Saturday in Brunswick. So I had to wake up on a fucking day off earlier than I would get up for work to be ready to go to Brunswick. That sucked. Although I was day drunk by noon, so that was really
perfect.
Cool.
That's why we do it.
And then Monday I had a tee time, and I was like, I'm not doing another 7:30, so I did an 8:50. 8:50 wasn't bad at all. We went to Seneca.
Still, it's kind of late though.
It was perfect for me. 9 o'clock is like an ideal start. That wasn't bad at all.
Nothing's better than getting up early in the morning, getting dressed, getting ready to go get some coffee, whatever, and you're to the golf course, some beer if you want to illegally take it on the course.
It depends on where you live, because for me, I live in Brook Park, so I could get to like Little Met or Big Met in like 15 minutes or not that far. However, all the other many other courses are so fucking far away.
Yeah,
Cossack Creek for me, that was a half hour for us. We went to Seneca on Monday, same thing. It was a half hour drive. So these golf courses are not exactly close. So not only do I have to get up early, but I have to make sure I leave myself enough time to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Pain in the dick. The game is very frustrating.
That's golf.
Golf is so frustrating.
It's never going away.
I watch my entire TikTok feed now is just golf. And I don't get it. Like, I watch people golf, and then on I'll never do this again. Saturday night, I'm laying in bed, I'm bored. Tara was asleep, or maybe it was Friday night. I don't even remember. And
don't tell me went outside and started chipping or something.
No. There was some event going on. They were replaying a golf tournament, or maybe it was live. I have no idea what country they were in, whatever. So I was just like, fuck it. There's nothing on TV. So I threw it on for a second just to watch professionals and like see how they swing. And I'm watching dudes like fucking chip from a bunker and just drain it, and then like hit like 50-foot putts like it's nothing, like curving and shit, and it just goes bloop right in the cup. And I'm like, nope, not watching that anymore, because that just makes me really depressed. Like, I could watch baseball, football, whatever. I understand. I'm not saying I'm a professional athlete, but you watch guys do something, like you watch a guy hit a shot in the NBA, and you're like, oh, that's a cool shot. Like, I want to try that shot. And you could probably hit it a couple times.
Yeah.
Golf, no fucking way. Like, those guys are ridiculously good. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. There's so much like math that goes into it. You have to get like angles and arc and like look at the grass curvature, and like just it doesn't make sense to me. It's too much going on in golf.
I've been golfing for 15 years now, and I'm not great. I mean, I'm good-ish, better than I used to be. I've gotten a lot better this year because I've been taking lessons, but it's insane. Like, just the first couple real lessons I paid for, it was all about grip and how you hold the ball, and then how you hold the club.
That's
then
what I said to her.
Then all about all about hip motion, how you use your legs more than your arms sometimes. Like, it's just one of those things. And
Are
then
we talking about golf?
Absolutely.
He just got him sex tips for their anniversary.
We're on chapter 7 of the Kama Sutra book right now. But what sucks though is you get into it, and now when my first tee of the game, I tee the ball up, I have all these thoughts going through my head. Everything. Like, okay, make sure you bring the club back slow. Make sure you turn your hips correctly. Make sure you come over the ball, like, whatever. And sometimes you fuck up. Sometimes you top the ball. Sometimes you put it right. Sometimes you put it left. It is what it is. But the best part of the golf game, you're probably going to agree with this, is that when you get that nice pure shot, right? You hit it pure, it goes straight, it goes where it's supposed to go. And you're like, okay, I like this game again.
Yeah, I mean, that happened to me because, like, I was having a rough day. This was Saturday morning. I'm sorry. We were at Cossack Creek, front 9, because we played 18. Hey, what's up, Dave? Dave, I recommend getting out there, man, especially you could go to a course and don't get a cart, get your steps in. I know you've been trying to work on getting steps after your health scare. So golf would be a fun thing for you to pick up, I think.
I'm getting a cart. Fuck that.
Well, yeah. Dave needs the steps. He likes getting his steps in. The one course I was going to try, but then I realized they don't have carts, was North Olmsted Golf Club or Country Club, whatever the fuck it's called.
North Olmsted Golf Club, they do have carts.
When I looked online, it only let you do walking.
That might have been only walking the price they were giving you, but they have carts.
Oh, no, they didn't even offer, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, I
couldn't find it anywhere. That's why I didn't go there.
No, I've got there a number of times. It's right across from Springvale. It's basically a very short par 3 type. Mm-hmm. There's a 1 par 4 in there, but there's a lot of par 3 courses.
I was going to pick that one for me and Tara for Monday morning, but again, there was nothing with carts, and I was like, I'm not walking 9. That's absurd.
If you ever drive by the highway and look at the golf course, it's on the right hand side right before you get to the exit.
My sister lived on the course.
Yeah, you'll see that there's golf carts to drive around all the time. So,
yeah, she lived in those condos that are like right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, golf is fun for me right now. I haven't had a bad enough experience to make me hate it, but there are ways that could happen. One thing I hate, I don't like when there's nothing they can do about it. It's not the people, but if you're playing with good people behind you, or it's super busy, like there's just someone on your ass. I hate that. I don't like feeling rushed. I want to kind of take my time.
Yeah.
So Monday morning wasn't bad. When we were at Seneca, there was no one behind us, but the people in front of us were literally, I don't know if they were like high on shrooms, but they were fucking around and just driving the golf cart like in circles. Like, I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but it was getting irritating because it's kind of like, come on, guys. Like, I'm not the best golfer in the world, but Jesus, I shouldn't be able to play through you yet.
Start hitting into
It was
them.
my 4th time playing in my life, and I was ready to play through people.
Just to get Tara up there and tell her to crank one over the bow, a little warning shot.
I wanted to hit 59 or be in the 50s was 69. My goal. No, 69 is way too high. I wanted to be in the 50s was my goal for Seneca, and I ended with 60.
Yeah.
Even. I was up at 59 with my 60th hit, or with a putt. It was like a good 15 feet at least. It was a pretty long putt. And I'm up there and I'm even like, I'm hyping myself down because I'm like, just 2-putt this in. You'll have 61. It's still going to be your career best. So just go for it. I fucking nailed the putt. I was pretty excited about that.
Are you starting to learn to read the greens a little bit?
100%. Honestly, I did buy last week. Tim saw it. That's what he was talking about earlier. I bought that putting green that you can use in your house.
Yeah.
Instantly got better at putting thanks to that. Like I try different angles. It's got a slope to it. And I immediately have improved on my short game with that.
Nice.
It's so helpful.
So
that crushed me was my putting the first couple times. And I missed a birdie on Saturday morning by fucking inches. My putt went a little right of the cup, and it was that like.
Was this a par 3 hole that you?
Yeah, it was a par 3. I landed right on the green with my first shot. I forgot what iron I used, but it was perfectly placed. My putt was 2 inches away, and they gave it to me. Like I didn't have to. I mean, I would have tapped it in, but they were like, "Just get it." And I was like, "That's a fucking par."
Here, I'll show you this because I can't show the camera, but this was. Because it won't show up right, but this was my. I hit on a par 3 on Mondays.
Oh, that was almost a hole in one. Have you ever had one?
No, no. That would have been my first ever, but
No
it came so close to the hole. I birdied that one, but I mean,
so close to the hole.
But I
this is turning into a golf
shit.
show now, everybody. I want you all to know that.
Anyway, so the point I was though is the fact that you've always bashed golf. Now you know that you actually like it. Now you're going to golf more. You're probably going to invest more in your game, and eventually,
it's more so because I just have a very obsessive personality, and I'm a very competitive person. So Tara whips my ass. Tara's a really good golfer. She gets like 40s. So my goal is to beat her. That's my goal. Like
you talk shit to her like her dad does.
Oh yeah, if I beat her on a hole,
it
like
gets
I beat her on a
in her
couple
fucking
holes.
head sometimes.
Her dad actually he lost. She had a 96 on Saturday. Her dad had a 103, so they were kind of close, but she beat him. And then I beat her on a couple holes on Monday, and I immediately was like, "What'd you get there?" And she's like, "Oh, I think I got a 6." I'm like, I got a 5. No big deal. Like I was rubbing it in a little bit. I felt good because she's golfed her whole life, so she's really good.
Sounds like maybe at the end of the season here, before it gets too cold, we'll have to have a talking about balls, little 9 holes, maybe record some of the shots and everything.
That's something I wanted to discuss off air, but I mean, we'll do it now because I don't give a shit. Maybe doing like a talking about balls golf outing with just people to come and hang out. Nothing official because I don't even know how to set up a golf outing. I don't know. I think that's too much work for us, if I'm being honest.
We can just call and schedule like
if we did it like in the off season to get it set up for the next year, I think it would be easier. But like right now, it might be kind of tough. I don't know.
Well, you could always call ahead and give him book like 4 tee times. So you got.
Oh yeah, we could do that. But I just meant like we're not going to make it like a formal event of like tickets and like whatever.
Oh no.
But yeah, we'd like to do it. Going out with talking about balls. You guys ever want to get drunk on a golf course and golf with us?
I'll be down.
Obviously, Tim, you're a part of talking about balls. You're there. You're included. You don't
Tim can hold the GoPro and get some cool shit talking behind the screen and record everybody as they fuck up.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for an invitation. You're in. Yeah, Tim will just have his own cart with like a megaphone. He'll just be talking shit to everybody.
Suck.
He'll be getting banned from the course, but it'll be well worth it.
4.
I haven't had to yell that yet, surprisingly. Every time I go out, I try to get better at something, and I have like a goal in mind. And then on the flip side, I seem to get worse at things every time I go out
because you concentrate on one thing over the other.
So for right now, my drives have been awful. I don't know what it is.
Awful, like, are you slicing it? Are you hooking it? Or are you just topping it?
I'm topping, and then if I get a decent shot, it's a slice. Like I don't think I've hit one in the fairway that wasn't a fucking dribbler.
Yeah.
In my last 2 times out, like it's been bad.
Yeah, that's the hardest. I still struggle with that all the time too. My strongest part of my game is is putting, chipping, and within 100 yards of the green.
Okay,
I can. My short game is great. Mm-hmm. I can chip it up there. I can put it within 100 and put it on the green, no problem. But the off the tee is where I get mind fucked. Like
that's my worst. Like even Tara was like watching me, and she was going to help me, and she watched, and she's like, She's like, I can't even tell what you're doing wrong. She's like, I don't really know how, like, what to help. I'm like, well, that's not good. How
Yeah,
the fuck?
that sucks.
She literally was watching me straight on from like different angles. She's like, let me see you swing. And I'm doing everything. She's like, yeah, I don't know what you're doing. I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of help is that? That's not advice.
Yeah, the biggest thing I've always told was the grip was the biggest one. You know, having your thumb and over here, so you have like a V shape,
Mhm.
and then bring your driver back slow, not
Yeah.
fast, but slowly back, and not up this way, but back, like you're pushing something back this way,
Yeah.
and then hit the ball like you're throwing like a submarine pitch, like a pitcher,
Like
like
it's going to Titanic.
bring it in
Yeah.
like this, you know, and then that brings your club down and up to the ball, and then gets it off the ground, and then bringing your hands over like a baseball like swing, like you always come over the top like this when you're swinging a baseball bat. Those are the three things that I was told, and that eventually gets your ball off the ground and it sort of eliminates your slice.
Yeah.
You might have a fade, you might have a slight like hook, but it doesn't do the get in the air and that way.
So I'm gonna buy and that's the other thing too, is if I got a good one in the air, it fucking flew to the right. Like I lost so many balls
because you're coming down on it across the ball, so it has all that side spin coming off.
I
the
lost
tee.
so many balls over the weekend.
Yeah.
Luckily I buy the cheap ones. I buy the noodle balls because they're just when I was younger, my uncle was a big golfer. And I like thought about getting into it. So I just started looking up golf shit, and I like noodle just said long and soft on it. And I was like, that's really funny to me.
It literally does.
I've always thought about the noodle stuff. And when I started golfing, I just Googled like, what are cheap, decent balls for new golfers? And that happened to be on the list. And I was like, oh, fuck, noodles. So I'm like, Amazon, buy those right away. So I got a box of them.
I've been getting into the Vice golf
those.
balls, the Vice ones you can buy on
So
Amazon.
I had people tell me that those are awful.
I have no problem with them.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I heard people tell me that those are garbage,
I'm not
but I don't know anything.
I'm not that great of a golfer to have anything that really does anything for me.
That's what I told my buddy who was telling me this, because I said, I'm not good enough to be brand specific yet. Like, I'm still buying shit for cheap. Like, my driver that I use is a Nike driver, which Nike stopped making golf stuff like 10 years ago. It was a $20 club from secondswing.com. And little did I know that there was a difference in flex and regular
Oh yeah,
or stiff. I mean,
did you get a senior staff?
No, I got a stiff.
Oh,
And yeah, I did. I got a
No ideas what these are talking about. Like, this is getting so wild, guys.
Dude, that's
I'll
the thing
blow
with
your
me, Tim,
mind,
is-
Tim. There's a senior flex too. It's really loose.
Yes.
It's no shit. So is your swing speed really fast? Would you consider your swing speed really quick?
No,
Or is it kind of normal?
I would say normal.
So you want to go for more of a regular?
Oh no, I know that
Yeah,
now.
okay,
So I've already
okay.
been looking up new drivers. I have to buy another one.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Well, I always tell people who are brand new, because I started this way, it was just go with the senior flex because it's really flexible and it gives you more of like a whiplash effect when you come
Yeah,
down.
it does.
If you're not having the swing speed, it helps get the ball going quicker and off the tee quicker. So
See, I didn't know the difference because like there's actually there's a club that I'm looking at that I really want to get. I'm just kind of waiting to. It's one of those things. It's not expensive, but it would also be the most expensive golf purchase, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to make
what is
that commitment.
What's that?
It's the Cleveland Turbo HB driver. I think that's what it's called. It's a really cool looking driver.
Why don't you go to like Golf Galaxy and just hit it? I mean, you can go in there and just.
Well, I
ask
went
them
there the other day and I got kind of intimidated because there were all these fucking nerds, and this one kid was up there with like an iron, and he's like, hey, if this one is, what's the spin rate on this? Like 7,000? And the guy's like, no, it's probably like 6. And even Tara goes, what the fuck are they talking about? I'm like, I don't know, but get me out of here. Like,
Yeah,
these
so
golf bros, I don't want to be around.
I didn't know
these
much
people.
about
You want to be a
spin.
golf bro?
I didn't know about
No,
spin
no, I
either.
don't.
But I didn't know much about spin either. But when I started doing lessons, it actually shows you on the screen like what your club head speed, your ball speed, what your rotation, what your spin is, and like you need to be to hit certain ways your ball spin. So when the ball hits the head of the club you're hitting, those grips or whatever the slots on it, that like grips the ball and shoots it to a certain speed. So if you get more top ball rotation,
Yeah,
your ball's going to go further.
right.
If you have back rotation, it's going to kind of stay up in the air, and that's where your slices and your hooks come from too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know it was
There's
a
so
thing.
much involved in
Yeah,
golf that
it's
like
insane.
it doesn't make
It's a
any
lot.
sense. And like that's the thing. I was watching a TikTok today about it. A guy was explaining that kind of stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, with this kind of rotation, the ball does this and that." And I'm watching, and he's like explaining how his stance is, and he's like, "You want to do this, you need to flex this." And I'm like, "Why did they make golf so fucking difficult? Like, why can't it just be?"
I'm
easier?
telling you, go onto YouTube and just Google search. I think it's the title of the show. There's a couple of them. There's the title of the video is just 3 easy steps to eliminate your slice, and all it does is talk about how the golf club, your how to bring the driver back, and then how to rotate your hands over.
Yeah.
Just practice that a couple times over and over again. And
I need
that
to work
will
on that, and I
slowly-
got to stop topping it. I top a lot of irons too,
So yeah, so I mean,
but I 100% know it's me. I lift up when I swing sometimes, and my focus is to not do
I
that.
lift
But
my belly up
sometimes
when I swing too.
that's a way to do it, though. Hey, you could ever maybe hit a ball with your belly; it'll go pretty far. We could
So
try
with,
it.
with the irons, one thing I was always told is that you don't want to bring the ball up. You want to hit down past the ball. Like you want to
Right.
hit into the
Like
ball.
I watched a video today, and some old man was explaining what he does, and he's like, yeah, I set the ball down, I put a towel like 2 inches behind the ball.
Mhm.
And he goes, I'm going to hit the ball and my divot's going to be in front of where the ball was. And I'm not going to touch that towel. And
Yep.
he did it. And he fucking drilled it. And I was like, oh my God, these guys are so good. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense to me.
Yeah, it soaks up a lot of stuff. when
So
you
not
put
to
down the
change
towel.
subjects here. I'm just moving on. What's going through my head? We had a good 4th of July weekend, but what's the most famous thing that happens on 4th of July, and not just fireworks? The hot dog eating contest.
Yeah,
Did
that
you guys
got,
watch?
Joey Chestnut.
almost got canceled.
I know.
Initially, they were like,
Not in Joey
done.
Chestnut's world,
Chestnut
buddy.
came out and was like, fuck you. I've been eating for weeks for this. He was ready to go for America, for the world. And he put on a show.
Bring him in for terrorist negotiations from now on if we have to.
He's fearless. I love
Man,
that.
he
about
walked out there and basically, no, boys are going out there. We're going to slam some dogs. America, fuck yeah. And then he hit the Hulk Hogan music. Burm, 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 burm,
him. He is a real American.
So 62, Tim. So the question I was going to ask, how many hot dogs can you put back, bread included, in a 10-minute period?
In a 10-minute period, I don't know, to be honest. Those hot dogs, I could probably in 10 minutes probably eat like 40.
40?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I kind of want to see that now.
I don't even want to be a part of anything like that because I know during an Indians game, I think I ate almost 10 during a dollar dog night, and I was so sick. And
Yeah,
that
I'll be
was
sick,
that
for
was a
sure.
whole game.
I had 5 when we went to the Indians game, a Guardians game, and
That's a
I
lot.
felt sick.
Yeah, I would definitely be sick if I ate 40, but I could do it.
You could do it.
I mean, that's the other thing too is that like people don't take into consideration a lot is like the amount of training that goes into what Joey Chestnut does. Like competitive eating is a legitimate. I won't call it a sport, but it is something where you need training and you need to like practice, and it's not just like Joey Chestnut just roll out of bed and he's like, all right, time to eat some fucking hot dogs. Like he worked on that. He stretched his stomach specifically.
How they go about like practicing or like training for stuff like this, like how they have to force their stomach down, how they work on their jaw muscles and everything. I don't know, man. I can't do it.
Especially like when you hear of like some of the weird food eating contests there are and like what they'll eat. Like there's literally like people that eat mayonnaise. Like there's mayonnaise eating contests.
That's
Just
disgusting.
and that's a real thing. And like when I hear that, that's where I'm kind of like, all right, you lost me. Like hot dogs, chicken wings, cool shit like that. And it's like, no, they're just eating mayo. That's fucking. I
Yeah,
like
I think
mayo.
I'll throw up.
I like mayo. Don't get
That's
me
the
wrong.
best
on a
thing about
sandwich or
these
something.
best thing about these contests when they come out there and they're like, all right, like Joey Chestnut, and he goes through like his accolades, like 2022 donut eating champion,
Yeah, those are
2021
cool.
Big Mac eating champion. It's like
Donuts would make
Jesus,
me sick. I couldn't eat donuts, especially because I don't like jelly filled donuts at all. Like I
you don't
hate
like
them.
jelly filled donuts?
No, they're disgusting.
Oh, they're the best, man.
I don't really like donuts at all. If I'm being honest, I don't like sweets though. I'm a weird person. I get a lot of dirty looks when I say that. I hate chocolate. I don't like sweets really.
Racist.
The
Jeez.
only hey, we're not in Black History Month. I'm allowed to say I don't like chocolate. But the only donut I really like is like a blueberry cake donut from like Dunkin' Donuts. That's pretty much it. Like if it's
That's
not
it?
blueberry, not interested in donuts.
I am a fan of just the glaze.
Yeah, you are. This is a real horny show. We're filling in for what's up in the 216.
Of the glazed donuts, the little jelly filled ones, and occasionally like the ones that are sprinkled with sugar, like a little bit. That's it. But I can't I don't like sweets that often either. Like I'm very picky about what I eat. Like I can't eat anything that has heavy frosting on it, like cupcakes or like cake that doesn't have like whipped topping or something. No, I just can't.
The
do
whip
it.
topping.
I could
is
see
worse.
that.
Just can't do.
The whip topping is worse. For me.
I just hate the ones that are like thick, caked in sugar. Like when you eat it, you taste the sugar grains between your teeth. Ugh.
Another thing to talk about here, Kyle and I had our call with BetStamp last week.
We
Got
did.
some interesting news. Our rep, Josh, our rep, who originally got us hooked up, he no longer works for the company. So
gone.
Wow.
we were introduced to a new rep who is taking us on as clients and said that we actually had, I won't give out the numbers or anything, but I'll toot our horn a little bit. We had some of their highest app downloads out of any of the people that they were sponsoring. They said like some people got like a few, like 1 or 2, give or take. And I'll just say we were much, much more than that. So they were really happy about that. Very complimentary. The only thing
Kudos to everybody though. I mean, who helped?
Yeah, thank you to everyone that downloaded BetStamp. They used it. It was free. It was easy. The only thing, we're going to be back with them. Things are going to be a little different. I don't really want to go into detail yet till we're official, but things are going to be different. We had a very a very productive call with them the other day. Learned a lot about what their plan is going forward, how we're going to be working with BetStamp again, which, spoiler alert, we will be working with them again. Really excited
some
for
cool
it.
ideas. You know, the remotes we talked about going out on the road.
Yeah, they're gonna. That's something I want to talk about. We talk about a lot of sports and shit like that on here. We'll get to the Browns schedule game, so if you're waiting for that, just be patient. Let's talk about our goals. what are some goals going forward? What's something
personal or like professional or
both.
show
We're
goals?
halfway through the year right now, so let's go. We'll start with shows because Tim is obviously the man of many shows. Tim works on damn near every show as a producer. Tim hosts his own show. Tim does stand-up comedy. Tim is a busy man. Tim does it all. He's a jack of all trades. Let's go over some of our goals for whether it be our shows, then yeah, sure, personal life.
Hoes?
Yeah, our shows,
Hoes?
our hoes, whatever you want. I don't care. But yeah, so like I'll start. For me, my biggest thing is I obviously want to build Talking About Balls. I want a much bigger audience. I want to do remotes and I want to get fans. I don't just want, which I no disrespect to anybody that shows up to our remotes. It's great seeing our family and friends and stuff like that, but I want fans. I want people to show up and come see us do shows. I think that'd be awesome. Again, love and respect, nothing but respect for everybody that comes to our remotes when we were doing them at Lucy's, but I want more. I want Talking About Balls to do more. I saw Jeff, he says that they're over at Front Street Social right now. They were watching our show. I want to do a show at Front Street Social. They have a beautiful stage there. They're right across the street. I think that would be a good place to do a show. So going forward, my goal for Talking About Balls, grow and do many, many more remotes. I want to do this show live like once a month from a cool spot. And nothing against Lucy's. Lucy's was awesome. I really enjoyed doing the live shows there, but I want to branch out. I want to try other places. I want to see the world.
You want to see the world. I like.
I want to hop. I was gonna say I want to hop on a
world.
magic carpet, and I want someone to show me the world.
Shining, shimmering.
I don't know the rest of it. Sparkling, splendid. That's it.
Tell me. Okay, I'll stop. But I like that. So grow and expand balls. It's a great idea. Great idea.
That's
I want
always
my balls to grow too.
That's always my plan.
I'm with you when it comes to show goals. I think that we've talked about it numerous times of different ideas that we've always wanted to do because.
Oh, and working internet 100% of the time is a goal. That's a goal that I have. That one's in the back of my mind. I'm a little ornery
Doing
today.
pretty well right now.
Yeah, it's actually today we're in good shape. I spoke too soon. It's going to fuck up. We know it. It's 1,000 degrees in this room. I had a long story short. I had a dentist appointment a few weeks ago, and obviously I have nice teeth. They're straight. I've never had a cavity. But my dentist was concerned that my bite wasn't like properly touching. He was a little concerned about that. So he was like, I want you to get a free, what's the word I'm looking for? Consultation from an orthodontist. And he's asked me to do that a couple times and I haven't done it because I'm kind of like, I don't want to. My teeth feel fine. And I decided I reached out to who I used in the past. I used Smile Direct Club. I reached out to them and I said, all right, my dentist is concerned that my bite doesn't line up. I used you guys in the past. I paid you a lot of money. Let's fix my teeth. Yeah. Let's straighten this bite out. So they had me send in some pictures. I did some consultations with them. I had to go to a place in Rocky River and do like an impression thing for them. And I am now with new aligners that I just put in on Sunday. And so if I talk a little funny, I have them in right now.
I couldn't tell. You don't talk too funny.
These are actually...
He's used to having stuff in his
mouth.
Like
their technology has, that too. Their technology has gotten so much better because I haven't used them like in a day-to-day basis in a couple of years now. I've been done with their treatment. I just use the retainers at night. But the technology is so much better. Like these actually fit my teeth perfectly. They feel fine. Like I noticed.
Do you feel a pull or a push on them?
Oh yeah. Like you feel the tightness in your teeth because it's like moving shit. So that's the thing is like my mouth is not comfortable. When I take them out to eat, my mouth hurts, but it is what it is. The show must go on. So I'm in a bad mood. I'm ornery.
I don't know. The tightness has always done me well. So
not in my mouth, Tim.
He's fighting through pain. It's hot. Oh god, this is a disaster. He has no show plan. This is
I'm in a bad mood. This is when I'm gonna get. We're about a half hour into the show. By about an hour, that's when I'm gonna lose it. I'm probably gonna have one of my meltdowns.
I thought the flow was going pretty well.
It was going well, but my mouth started hurting, and that's all I thought about it. It consumed me.
Well,
back to Kyle's goals.
My quick goals. I agree with you. I think we've talked numerous times about what we want to do, but I want to get out there and I want to do the brew tour. I want to go to different bars and like just either get them sponsors, sponsor with us, either make a plan with them to do a show a month or maybe a different breweries we go around. I'd like to go as far as maybe potentially working with some of the local breweries that make special cans for certain places.
That would be awesome.
Get your own like beer.
So one thing of note, I call him my manager. He's actually just one of my really good friends. My buddy Brian, the one who like helped make different websites for me. Kyle met him at my wedding. He's actually coming into town next weekend. He and I are spending the weekend together. We're going to Cedar Point and stuff like that. So while he's in town, I plan on hanging out with him a lot, and we're going to talk strategy. And the one main takeaway I want from him is to help me create a like a package to submit to places of like, let's get a partnership. Here's what we're offering. Here's what we want you to do. Let's do contracts. We'll come to your bar once a month.
Yep.
We'll promote you every week. You guys just give us X amount of dollars or gear or free booze, like whatever. We'll work all that shit out. Like me personally, I understand this podcast right now. We're at the absolute ground level. We're not going to be like asking bars to pay us $10,000 a month, like some, like Joe Rogan's podcast. He's probably making even more than that, but we're not expecting to retire for this podcast yet. One day. But we understand we're early. So like, honestly, if a bar is like, you promote our show, we'll give you guys, I'm speaking hypotheticals, obviously, $50 a month, do a show here once a month. And every time you come in, all the beer's covered. Like, that's a fucking deal. Like, let's do that. Like, yeah, that's awesome.
The way that sounds.
Like easy shit like that. Like, we're not asking for the world, but we do want to be affiliated with more venues and places.
Yeah.
The only thing with bars that I talked to Kyle about with that is how many bars are too many. You don't want to be competing and be like, hey, well, we're sponsored by this bar. Make sure you go check them out for all your, Cleveland Guardians games. Oh, and also go to this bar, because then they're all technically they're competitors. So it's kind of like we got to pick and choose. But I do want to come up with a package.
That's why we
that
do we do the tour of bars. We have a couple IPAs, some beer that we enjoy, and pass out and see what happens. And not pass out, but pass out flyers and stuff, or pass out too, depending on the night. But still, though, I mean, that's the goal is just to get out there more, just to try new things, try new. Get back to our challenges. We still have a couple bets that need to be paid.
We have a lot. And that's the thing is like, we're just so fucking busy all the time trying to get that scheduled. And like for some of the events that we have, it's like all the stars would have to align. It would be like the perfect storm of we're free. This place is willing to do it. They have availability there, this and that. It's just a perfect storm kind of needed for some of them. Haven't forgotten about them. I know Mike Bravander, he comments give or take once a month about us doing challenges. We have not forgotten. Trust me.
That's as far as my goals for the show go. What about you, Tim? Anything you have for goals?
It doesn't just have to be about balls. Let's hear about Timbuktu. Any goals for Timbuktu's Tuesday?
Well, if we was going about shows, I want to get my YouTube page up to 1,000 followers.
Where you at now?
Probably like 35.
Okay. Hey,
no, I'm at like
everybody starts somewhere.
Oh, look, hold on, because I think I can look real quick.
And that's actually something Kyle and I talked about the other day. We called each other after we spoke with BetStamp, and we were talking about growing us, and we were like,
82.
Right now, hey, no shit, dude, you're more than double what you thought. That's not bad. And we were talking about how like growing nowadays on the internet, like TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, those are like still the main ones. Not even Twitch so much. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing an OnlyFans. I mean, I'm about to get naked now because it's so fucking hot in this room. But we were talking about that, and like I think we're not utilizing YouTube properly. And I'll speak for everybody. I mean, not just talking about balls. I think Redline in general right now, basically, Facebook is the only thing that gets the most traction with everything. Like they're mainly focused on Facebook, and I feel like we need to branch out more, and we need to make sure. I saw Dave. I'll give him credit. He made a post today telling everybody make sure you follow the YouTube page. I know it's easier said than done to get YouTube subscribers, but I think that's the goal. Is we need to get more YouTube views and stuff like that. It's huge. Facebook views really aren't doing it these days.
You have to promote YouTube. Like YouTube's really good at not just live stuff. YouTube's really good at doing like the after product.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
So we had someone who came in and like cut a show together for us. We did a show and then cut it together, different stuff. Or we had like a day out or something. Oh, we went out golfing one day, right?
Yeah,
and we spliced it together.
A whole video to
we
put
can
on
make
Facebook,
it a whole video and put
it
it on our YouTube channel. And then you cut it together pretty well and edit it. It's the stuff like that.
And then clips from the day go on TikTok. And then boom, that's how you go viral. Tim had you had over 1 million views on a viral TikTok, didn't you?
It was Instagram actually.
Oh, Instagram still.
1.4 million.
That's insane, dude. That's fucking incredible, honestly.
You just got to get that one thing. There's people out there who shoot the same video multiple times and they get lucky once and it hits.
Ironically, it was about my teeth. So it's funny kind of you talking about.
Hey, look at that. Actually, I remember you telling me about that. Now, my teeth fucking hurt though, but it's good. It's for the best. That means that it's working. And I only have to do it for, I think 8 weeks.
Somebody told me I should get my teeth fixed, and I was just like, "Why? They work just fine." I don't know if you noticed, but
the only reason I got mine fixed was because I had braces when I was a kid, and then when I got older and I got the braces off, I didn't use my retainer like I was supposed to, and my teeth shifted, and I was like, "Fuck that!" I wore braces for like fucking 4 years or whatever. I'm like, I'm not about to have my teeth shift, so I did Smile Direct Club, and my teeth have been fine ever since. But again, my dentist didn't like my bite.
Picky dentist.
He really is.
So is your dentist freaky?
No, he's a young dude. He kind of seems nerdy. Like he seems like he wears Dockers all the time.
Might be freaky. I don't know.
That's actually true. Maybe that's his demeanor outside, but
your bites.
When you're passed
No,
out,
he didn't say it like
doesn't
that.
how your bite comes down.
he almost says it like a disappointed dad, where he's like, I just, hey, it's up to you. It's your teeth. He's like, but you've got nice teeth. You've never had a cavity, and I'd really hate to see something go wrong because your bite's not right. You're gonna, your teeth break as you get older. I'm like, oh shit,
What
like
is
that was
a wrong
scaring me.
bite?
Basically, he's saying that like when you bite, your teeth are all supposed to touch. Ideally, that's the ideal thing. Mine don't. The back ones touch, and the front ones weren't touching. So he's saying basically like all my bites are coming from the back, and that's not good for your teeth, I guess. But I still use my front teeth to bite shit all the time. So I didn't really know what he was talking about. But
Yeah, those 40
Whatever.
hot dogs are gonna get all front teeth. So
yeah, right.
So, wait, you use your teeth? Don't you just slide them down the gullet? Just swallow them whole? Shove them in, let them go, roll the dice a little bit.
No, I don't deep throat things.
So what'd you guys do on the 4th? Anything fun?
My weekend overall was fun. My 4th, the day itself, was not the most fun. It was fine. Nothing against it. It was just I was so fucking worn out. Like I said, I early Saturday got up, golfed, got day drunk, went home, kept drinking, ended up going to bed pretty early that night. I mean, I say pretty early. It was like 11:30, which is early for me on a Saturday. Sunday, rolled out of bed, went to Tara's parents' house for a cookout all day. Stayed till fucking midnight, drank a shitload. The next day, got up, golfed, hung out for a while, and then went to Dan Romer's.
Nice.
Romer and Colleen invited us over for a hangout and a fire and some beer and stuff. So we went over there and hung out. And then, oh, hey, how can I contact you? I have a proposal. What's the best way to contact? Talking about balls at yahoo.com. That's our Yahoo account. Talking about balls at yahoo.com. Send us an email.
What's the proposal, though?
I don't know.
Yes.
Hopefully an indecent one.
If it's 2 tips touching, count us
Yeah,
in.
if it's
I'm
anything
getting married.
sexual, Tim is in. So send those to us. I'll forward it to Timbuktu if it's sexual, but definitely give that to us.
Only if you're a woman.
True. Yeah.
And
Because
not-
we're no longer in June. You don't
and
have to
not
respect
just
that anymore.
identify as a woman. I need you to be a woman.
I respect that. But yeah, then went over there
No shade.
Sunday night, hung out, Monday night. And then yesterday I just went over to my mom's. She had a big pool party cookout thing.
Nice.
It was so fucking hot.
I hear you though. Yesterday I was wore out, but my weekend was fun. It was interesting. I'll put it at that. So Saturday, golfed at a
Short content video editor.
oh
Ask and ye shall receive. And that's on Twitch too. That's awesome. We're actually getting some Twitch.
$1 million, just something out of thin air.
Yeah, what?
here.
No more
Also
slicing my
email
golf
me
drive.
Email me at timbuktuproduction@gmail.com. No S.
So,
Timbuktu Production.
Friday night
Yes.
we went out for Roberto's birthday.
Yep.
We went and got some drinks, got a little drunk.
Rightfully so.
Golfed in the morning with him, and he wanted to
On
golf
Friday?
Saturday. He
Oh,
wanted to
okay,
golf
gotcha.
on Saturday morning. So getting up in the morning was
Yeah.
so some people didn't make it on time or made it barely on time. So I think I didn't drink. I just drank Gatorade all during golfing because I was just so hungover. So went home and then we met up with my buddy Sean and his girlfriend Heather
Mhm.
at Woofie's up in Elyria, right up the street from our house.
Woofies?
Woofie's. It's a bar. It's a
Oh,
pub.
okay.
Yeah. Ate dinner there, and then I was like, I'm not ready to go home yet. Let's go somewhere and just go to a like dive bar because I'm like, I love dive bars out there. Are the most
Oh,
fun
yeah.
to go to. So we look up online. This place called Dirty Donkey.
Dirty Donkey.
Dirty Donkey Tavern. No shit. I'm like, is this place even real?
I like it.
4.5 stars on Google. All the
No shit.
all the ratings
Out of how many?
out of 5.
No, I mean like how many reviews?
150
total?
some
Okay,
reviews.
so it wasn't like there were 2
Right, no,
reviews.
no.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Couple on there called out the bartenders being rude, and we met her that night. But so we're like, we look it up, like, okay,
Lives up to the hype.
not bad. So we went there. So we went there Saturday night, right after drinks, and we're like, we'll just stop in for one. So we walk in, and the bar has like 7 or 8 people sitting at it. It has a DJ playing some music. But when you pull up, there's legit a pen, like an animal pen in the front of the bar. I think that's where the donkey probably goes.
Wait, they have an actual donkey?
There is an actual donkey. It wasn't there that night, but there is an actual donkey. The story gets better. So we go in and we're like, okay, it's literally like a doubles, like it's gigantic, like barn, warehouse barn. It's decent
Okay.
size, right? So you can tell everyone knows everyone there. Everyone's talking to the bartender, all talking to each other. They know each other. Like, okay, so we sit in the back. We're the kind of
It's
place.
got like a Cheers vibe.
Yeah,
to
you
it.
walk
Everyone knows
in,
each
everyone
other.
looks at you because they don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So you're like, see, sit down. We played some Keno, had some
You're
drinks.
not locals.
As the night went on, like every half hour, there was new people that came in. So there was the lesbian crowd that walked in, 2 women, like older ladies, right? One butch hair, one not, whatever, walked perfect. A 90-some-year-old couple walks in, cane and everything. I'm like, okay, this is getting interesting. The interracial couple walks in.
Look at that.
The trailer park trash person walks in. A white dude with dreads walked in with a girl who looks like she's on a 3-week heroin bender walked in. So we're sitting there. I'm like, I'm trying to piece together the stories because like everyone knows each other kind of. I'm like, how do they know each other? How do they know each other? It was. We stayed there for like 3 hours because I'm like, this is the most interesting place I've been to.
Great people watching.
So they go. There's a patio that they're building up. They have axe throwing in the back. They have everything in the back. The owner of the bar is sitting in the back. I guess Jess and Heather started talking to him. He's out back smoking a shit ton of weed.
Okay. And a place called the Dirty Donkey, I would expect that.
He's like, yes, I own a donkey. It does come up here during the summer. Her name is Clitoris.
Why wouldn't it be?
And he goes, but for the kids, we tell them it's Cece, and we bring her out when it's nice weather sometimes.
The kids.
We left.
How many kids are at this bar?
No idea. I don't know if they do donkey rides, dirty donkey rides before the night kicks
Hopefully
off.
they don't do donkey shows like in Mexico.
Right. But
That's all I
honestly,
ask.
so
With a
Saturday,
name like that, I'm worried.
so Saturday night, we didn't get home till like 1, but it was worth it. We're definitely gonna go back there.
Yeah.
Again.
New go-to
This
spot.
is the place I'm
How
telling.
close is it to your house?
It's like 5 minutes away.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So you guys come over. We're gonna go to the Dirty Donkey.
Dirty Donkey.
So then Sunday we got up early, went to Hoffer House for brunch, and then we had tickets to go watch Moulin Rouge at the theater downtown.
Okay.
One of the best musicals I've seen in a long time.
Oh,
a lot
shit.
of modern music mixed together. Have you ever seen like one show of Glee in its day?
Kind of.
How they
used to watch
mash
it, so I would,
songs together, basically.
I would usually be in the room like doing something else, but
So
yeah, she's watched
you've
it.
heard
I
songs
kinda-
where
I get the concept
they mash
of it.
stuff together, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's how this is. They mash all these songs together to make like one. It's really good. And then Monday we were just fucking sweating our balls off. It was
a hot
It
weekend.
was bad.
Had
That was
a
my
Had a
weekend.
couple rainstorms, but it was fucking hot. Tim, how about you? How was your weekend?
What else is she saying? He's saying.
He was just asking for the email address. Tim threw it up there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
My weekend was pretty great. Friday, I fucking forgot. Saturday, damn, forgot that too. No, Saturday, I went to a buddy's party. After we did talking about balls. Actually, I went to not talking about balls, but TMI. There's a lot of T's. Timbuktu talking about balls. TMI. That's kind of funny to say TMI after you talking about your balls, but
No such thing.
right. So I went to a barbecue before I had to go do TMI. Had some good food there. Then Saturday night after TMI, I went to a buddy's party where I got drenched in champagne. It was amazing. It was weird because I was about to say bye because it was just that time. I was just let me go.
Feeling it, ready to go.
Yeah, pretty much. It was hot as shit, and I was just tired of sweating. So I'm getting ready to go say bye, and there's a song called "Dreams and Nightmares" by Meek Mills, which happens to be a black anthem. I'll get you guys hip one day.
I know the song. I've heard it before.
No, I'm just talking shit. So clearly, I didn't know "Dreams and Nightmares" etiquette because they were like kind of like right there, going through the intro of the song. In the part where the beat drops, was like, hold on, wait a minute. They pop the champagne bottle open, and I just get after they've been shaking it like during the whole intro, and I literally get the whole thing. And it's a girl that popped it open. I was like, damn, you squared it on me.
Not how you would have wanted, but
right. I'm just like, damn, I just wanted to say bye. I didn't know I was gonna be, a part of this. But it was great that I was leaving because I didn't want to really be sticky and sweaty.
that was a nice cool down.
It was great. It was great. It was phenomenal. The person who did it, she felt so bad. Because after she was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't know
Now,
that was
was
gonna
it like,
happen."
was she just spraying it randomly and it got all over you, or was she
No,
like, "Fuck
no.
you"? Like,
It kind of went like she said it was her first time opening the bottle.
okay,
Only thing she knew was to not shoot the cork at herself or anyone else.
don't lose an eye. That's
Right.
it.
So I just happened to be in the right spot, I guess. I think the woman behind me should be very appreciative.
You protected her.
Yeah. We have to protect our black queens. Yes. I think they should be very appreciative of that. But it was phenomenal. It was dope. It was funny. To be honest, I just wasn't expecting it. It got all in my eye, my hat, my shirt was all,
and it's very sticky.
yeah. So I just took my shirt
You
off.
still talking about champagne here, guys?
Right.
I don't think so.
I don't know, the way I got squirted on, it was kind of weird. I took my shirt off driving home. It's about a 20-minute drive home without my shirt on leather seats. Never really did that before.
How'd it feel?
It felt liberating.
Yeah. Windows cracked, or did you have the AC going?
AC and windows cracked. Actually,
Man, you were living the dream, dude.
Should have went a full hillbilly and taken your shoes off too, and drove in with no shoes, no shirt.
If my shoes would have been Crocs, I probably would have.
Nice. Nothing's more liberating. No shirt and driving with no shoes on, and you just metal the foot there.
Right. So it was dope. People were just looking in the car, and it was like, this guy has no shirt on. Yeah, I mean,
it's America's birthday weekend. What the fuck?
Did you pop your titty up there in the window? Like, what's up?
He was steering with it.
Right. I should have.
He's like this, just driving around.
He was like when Tommy Lee steered the boat with his dick in the porno. Tim's just steering with his tit.
Honks the horn with his nipple.
Right. No, it was perfect.
That's awesome. That's a good night.
Sunday, I don't really remember Sunday either.
I knew you were here in the evening. I know that. That's all I know.
was here, and then we went down to the hydrant after we left here.
Love the hydrant.
That was cool.
Oh, yeah, that's where we went for Jess's birthday. Yeah.
They got $10 steak dinners on Sundays.
No shit.
But their steak is trash.
Yeah, you're not getting a good one for $10.
It was very bad. I asked for a medium well. I asked for a medium, and it came back well. So
yeah. That sounds about right.
Pretty bad.
They got cheap drinks though.
Yeah. And the last couple of times I've been there, somebody bought me a drink, so it was great.
Hey, nice.
People are pretty sweet there. They're pretty cool. And Monday, nothing happened. I don't think anything happened on Monday, but yesterday went to a foamless foam party. And
one more time,
foamless foam party.
It was supposed to be a foam party. He said he got the wrong foam, so it didn't foam up right. But it was still cool. I got there, got a plate, and then one of my friends I had met doing comedy at the Winchester. She moved here from Dayton, so I went to go see her house, and it was pretty amazing. It was a good time there.
A foamless phone party.
Yeah,
that is interesting.
It was a eventful weekend because I can't remember some of the days. So
did you shoot off any fireworks?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
We seen some fireworks. I didn't shoot any off. When we was on the porch yesterday, somebody let off like a M1000, like right on the street. They thought that they lit it on their porch. That's how close it was.
Damn. Cops come?
No. Mm-hmm. They left immediately after they did it. Like, so they was really there just to set it off. Like,
I actually went and bought, real fireworks for the first time ever in my adult life.
Did you really?
And I didn't shoot all of them off yet. We did shoot a couple nice ones though, but I have one big one left that I have to decide when I'm going to shoot off. I didn't get a chance to do it this weekend, but it's literally shaped in a beer mug shape. It's like this tall and has a handle on it like a beer mug.
Okay.
And it's called Brouhaha. And it's like 15 minutes of just like mortars going and shooting high in the sky.
How much are fireworks?
So a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
so
I knew like people spend like a lot of money on
that
them.
alone was like $80.
Are you shitting me? But I mean, it was like 10, 15 minutes or whatever.
But it's 80. But they have like different packages. So you walk in and they have like different names. Like here's Night in Paris or Red, White, and Blues Festival, and it's like different package ones together. But average price is like $100 to up to $600 for like the single ones. That's like
crazy.
The packs. But they have like a multi pack. You walk in, it's like here, get all this stuff, and it's gigantic. $1,500. People were, there's people spending loading up the trucks when I was there, and they make you, obviously they scan your ID when you walk in. They make you sign a document.
I've never been into a fireworks store.
Yeah,
actually.
So they take your ID, they scan it, they make sure, they check their database to make sure you're not a terrorist, I think.
Okay.
Then they make you sign off on the form that says you're not going to participate in any terrorist activities while you have these fireworks.
Imagine if someone's like, I might, I don't know, what do I sign here?
You're asking some tough questions here, pal. But no, it was, I've never actually bought fireworks. So it was just amazing walking up and down each aisle. Like, here's your mortars, here's your fountain fireworks, here's your rockets, so I just got I got a starter pack, like a basic starter pack. It's just called like Rolling Thunder, I think. So it has some poppers and some mortars that shoot up in the sky. And then I bought that Brouhaha that I haven't shut off yet. So I had to pick a time to shoot it. I'm thinking about saving it for somebody's bachelor party while we're down there. Maybe see if they have some room in the back there.
It's not a bad idea.
See what happens.
I also, speaking of, I think I might be bringing my clubs.
That's what I was going to ask you about today.
He asked me on Monday if I would bring my clubs for him.
I was thinking, I'm
What's
like,
up, Steve? How you doing, man?
I was like, he's going to golf now. He has to. Before you're like, I'm content just reading a book by the pool. I'm
he
like, no,
asked me if I would, and I was like, all right, I guess, because he says it's going to be an interesting group of people that are golfing. like I don't know who of his friends
boy.
golfs, but I can only imagine. So I told him I'll go. So I think I'm in. I'm locked in.
As long as I'm in the group with you, I don't have to ride with you, but like in the foursome with you, that's
No,
what
I would prefer that because I want to be able to like have some fun and enjoy it,
Yeah.
not be with some fucking random people or anybody that's taking it way too seriously or something.
Random golfing.
But yeah, no, that sounds like pretty good weekends for
Oh,
everybody.
it was, I went to bed last night, I laid down, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go watch some TV in bed. And I took a shower and laid down, and before you know, I'm like this. I didn't even charge my phone. I woke up at like 2 a.m. to plug my phone. I just passed out. I was so fucking tired.
I woke up in the car last night. Well, this morning.
What?
actually-
You had a better hangover weekend than we did.
Yeah, no, I made it to my bed every night. I didn't throw up once.
No throwing up.
Nice. I drank a lot though this weekend.
I drank a shitload, like
I
way
think
too
I have
much.
a half a bottle of alcohol. I don't even drink in my car right now.
You don't even drink it, but it's in there.
I'm gonna probably drink it. just
Yeah, why
because
not?
it was
If it's
given to me.
don't waste it.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I drank a shitload. Like yesterday, even I went to my mom's and I was like, I'm just gonna drink water today. I had enough this week, and I ended up drinking again. But same thing with last night. Last night, Tara and I sat on our front porch because people in Brook Park were setting off
Nice.
fireworks everywhere. So we were just sitting on the porch, and I was like, it's America's birthday. I'm like, I gotta have a beer, so I grabbed some more beer. And the next thing I know, it's like fucking 10:30. We're still on the porch. I'm like, dude, I gotta go to bed. Like, I gotta go take a shower and get ready for bed. Like, it's fucking 10:30.
Yeah, it's coming in
Those
today
long
to work.
weekends come to an abrupt halt. I'll
Coming
tell you
into
that.
work today was a fucking pain.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was
Like
a
I couldn't
pain.
believe the weekend was over already. But the one bright side, only a 3-day work week and then another weekend. So that's kind of sweet.
Also very true.
Yeah. So we got some
I got
nice
another
things.
heavy weekend to the drinking this weekend. We got a Red, White, and Brew golf outing on Saturday. So
Okay.
at Mallard Creek, they have beer at every hole. They have
Okay.
a thing of beer every hole, and then we have a
Like you get like a full beer
it's
every.
free. Yeah, you just pick
Oh,
up, you
okay, I
grab whatever you
gotcha.
want to. Yeah, and then they have different shot specials throughout the day. Cart girls come around giving shot specials out. I might take one or two like firecrackers out there while we're going down the
Why
middle of the
not?
fairway. Fucking light off a Roman candle and shoot up. In
Now,
the
is this for the MGA or just for
this,
friends?
no, just we always group of us. It's me, Jose, Jory, and another guy. Usually Dave, but Paul. But Dave's in Columbus this weekend.
Okay.
So we've done it 3 years in a row, and we've won it once. So we're like,
Okay,
we're just
hey.
gonna go and have fun. But and then that night we're going to a welcome home party for someone who moved back home, and it's just free alcohol out the fucking ass. So
Not a
it's
bad day.
it's gonna be a very heavy alcohol weekend again.
A lot of free drinking.
I like
Well,
free drinking.
I mean, who doesn't? I guess we should get into
Let's get
the
into,
one thing we
the
had
one thing we did have
planned.
planned, the schedule game.
You guys
Yeah.
you guys don't know how to deal with the no script. Huh?
Actually, no, we
I
could do this.
don't.
We could do this for a while, though. I mean,
No,
we
well,
do.
JG's feeling weird.
I dropped my pen and I was like, well, I wanted to write down the wins and losses. And I was like, shit, I'm going to have to pick that up before we do the schedule game. And I'm like, well, let's just do it now.
Well, before we get into it, Justin, we probably should go over our lovely ad sponsors of our talk show here.
We could do that.
We're sitting in beautiful Studio 2
Yeah,
right now.
Steve, we'll golf for sure together.
Yeah, is Steve a golfer?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely is.
He can participate in the Talking About Balls unofficial.
Yeah, Steve,
golf
we
outing.
talked about it earlier in the episode. We're going to do nothing official. We're just going to try to get everybody together for the a Talking About Balls golf outing where,
Unofficial.
yeah, unofficial, just people pretty much just all get together and we'll all go golfing.
If you win, you will get a blowy or a hand job in the bathroom.
Guest spot on the show.
That too. Actually, that might be a real one. That's actually pretty
Depending on who wins. If it's somebody I don't want on the show, then I'll be
That's
like,
also
we're
true.
going to change the prize. We're busy that week.
good. Tara's gonna win. It's gonna be very awkward.
She
though.
she would have to pass it on. She has like stage fright. She wouldn't talk. She would hate to be on the show.
We're sitting in beautiful Studio 2. It's really warm in here, but these guys had nothing to do with the air conditioning. Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. They're here for all your bathrooms, kitchens, windows, doors, siding, and much more, residential or commercial. Call Will today at 440-731-7654. Tell him that Team Redline Radio sent you, and he will take care of you.
As soon as I'm done with the show, I am going to go home. I am going to wring out my underwear,
Nice.
and they are going to produce so much liquid that I'm worried my drain might get clogged. And if that happens, I know who I'm calling. I'm calling Smith's Drain Service LLC. Smith's Drain Service is your local drain cleaning expert, specializing in main sewer lines, bathtub and laundry lines, septic lines, kitchen sink lines, floor drains, downspouts, and so much more. Family owned and operated. You can call Smith's Drain Service today at 440-242-8704. Tell them Talking About Balls sent you, and they'll go, who the fuck is that? And they'll hang up on you, and then call them again, and then get whatever you need done taken care of.
So I read these ads with caution because last week I read ads and I was told that there's certain people who are not sponsors anymore.
Yeah, you were on the. How many?
I don't know. I took this email that I sent myself is only a month old,
We're
month
only
and a half
supposed to have
old.
3 pages now, I think, right?
This is beginning end of May, beginning of June.
Oh no, this one is an old one. Where the fuck did my new one go? Because we no longer have a certain trash bin cleaning
No,
company.
that's
dude,
on here too.
and that one's on here.
So I think
What the fuck happened to
I think
mine?
these guys are still sponsors. They were just talking the other day about Christmas in July. They're doing specials. Pit Road Diecast, Tim, are they still part of us? Pit Road Diecast specializes in all your current and past NASCAR diecast model
Here it
car
is.
kits for all of your diecast needs. If you enjoy collecting the little cars, the big cars, replicas, autographed cars, I'm sure they do some stuff during the year. They pass out and give people discounts or awards and stuff like that. Give them a
They
call.
actually put firecrackers in all the Dale Earnhardt
Yes,
cars. They
you know how
drive around.
you remember how he died, right?
Hey, didn't he hit a wall?
Hit a wall. As soon as he hit the wall, dead.
That's why they put the firecracker in there, and then they throw it against the wall, and it goes bang when it hits it. It's perfectly timed out.
R.I.P. Dale Earnhardt. For all of your diecast needs, give them a call today at 216-355-2347. Mention Team Redline Radio and receive 10% off your in-store purchase. They don't do shipping and handling.
One place that I'm kind of bummed about, we haven't been able to go back to because I had a great time. We actually did a remote at Dynatech.
Yes.
I would love to go back there. They are a proud sponsor.
It's close to me, too.
Yeah, it is. You were there. They were so nice to us. They had all that barbecue and stuff at the end of the thing. I wish more people showed up. There was definitely a miscommunication because I think they were expecting like guests to be there and like fans and stuff like that. I didn't know that. I didn't invite anybody. I just thought we were just doing a show.
No.
So I'd love it for them to do it again. No such thing as too soon, especially with Dale Earnhardt. Get out of here. That was like 20 years ago, I think.
Hey, his death brought on many safety features that these NASCARs, so you have to sacrifice them.
Did it really?
What?
He said facts.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, I didn't know.
Sorry, yelling. I'm like, what do we do wrong this time?
I didn't watch NASCAR then, nor do I watch it now, so I don't know the difference. I just know that none of them have died since.
Yeah.
At least the main ones.
He had to sacrifice himself for the better of many.
Apparently, I'll never know. That's one thing I will confidently say I will never get into will be NASCAR.
You say that now.
Oh, trust me on that one. But yeah, Dynatech testified by many satisfied customers. Their diamond saw blades are the fastest cutting and longest lasting. Customer satisfaction is how they measure success at Dynatech. Their engineers are always available to help you troubleshoot and solve problems on your job site. Dynatech is the only saw blade company recommended by the pavement marking manufacturing industry. Located down the street from Kyle in Elyria, Ohio, Dynatech is committed to being the top diamond saw blade company around the world. Their products include saw blades, abrasive blades, pavement marking blades, core drill rigs, core drill bits, high-speed gas saws, masonry saws, walk-behind saws, tile saws, and other construction equipment. We stand behind our products with a warranty and customer service that keeps our customers satisfied and earns us the ranking of best in the industry. Contact Dynatech today, 161 Reeser Court Drive, or Reeser Court in Elyria, Ohio, 44035. Or 1-800-446-9001, or go to Dynatech.com, DYNATECH.com.
You better go give Smile Direct a great rating because I cannot tell that you have anything in your mouth right now.
I feel like I'm fucking
amazing.
Really fucking up.
You're on fire right now. You know what else is on fire? Usually cousins
Dale
crotches
Earnhardt.
after I can't even transition now. Well, I'll go the other transition. We were talking about
we were doing another one for Pit Road.
we talked about drinking a lot this weekend, but you know who likes to drink a lot is all the aunts, uncles, and cousins who go on dates at Mike's Beer Bar out in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Located across the street from PNC Park, Mike's Beer Bar, formerly known as Beerhead Bar, is a premier craft beer destination in Pittsburgh. With over 80 rotating taps, hopefully they do clean them, over 500 beers, you are sure to find the perfect beer for you and your date, your loved one, cousin, aunt, uncle, whatever you want to. Stop in today. Make sure to tell your friends to meet you at Mike's.
Now, if you're in the Cleveland area looking to get drunk and not fuck a relative, go check out Lucy's Bar and Grill or Lucy's Pub. They always change their name. I couldn't remember what they were called. Lucy's Pub, located at 2218 Broadview Road, Cleveland, Ohio. Michelle and the staff at Lucy's are always committed to giving their guests the best experience. Join them every Friday night for karaoke and, of course, all your hometown sports games. Contact them today, 216-675-0013. I'll actually say there's a lot of drama going on with Lucy's on Facebook, and it's interesting.
Haven't checked it out yet.
So if you remember, when we did the one live there, the guy Dan, who gave us his card, owned the towing company.
Yeah.
So apparently he is no longer with Lucy's.
Got it.
And it is a heated Facebook beef that I can just, like the Michael Jackson eating popcorn gif, just sit back. They are just constantly posting about each other. Apparently they're accusing him of calling the health department to come get him shut down. And like, they're just going back and forth with like, they're not even commenting on each other's things. They're sub posting about each other.
Oh, I like that.
So it's very, very juicy and fun. But you hate to see that. You don't like to see people fighting who once friends, now foes.
We're all
you don't
friends
like
here.
that,
it's like the what's that?
I was kind of bummed to see that because I was like, man, we've been to Lucy's. Like, I know all these people. I know Dan. Like, Dan was there with us when we were setting up the night before our show. So
I got his business card. If you ever got stuck, he could tell us out.
He was a proud sponsor of that episode. episode. So it was just interesting to see that they got a little beef on.
Well, that was right.
That was ad reads. Now we get on to the, speaking of Lucy's, there is going to be a concert there in a month, almost a month to the day, August 11th. 2023, Lucy's Pub is hosting Chris Biggin and Bad Juju, officially sponsored by Redline Radio. Tickets are $12 or $15 at the door. Check it out. No, that is not the lighting. This is very, very faint and low on ink. Another flyer that's not low on ink, and I'll promote it because Jeff's a good guy, and Jeff checked in with us. Jeff's hosting a show also at Lucy's Pub. It is Antimatter, Sixth Dimension, Skippy's on the Run, and Atarakis. $10 tickets at the door, 7 p.m. July 29th. Check them out at Lucy's Pub. Go to that concert. That's a much easier.
They could have hosted that here, Hot Summer Nights. I feel like inside this place.
Yeah, that's the perfect flyer for right now because it is a hot summer evening in this fucking room. I am sweating my balls off. We are no longer talking about balls because mine have been sweated off. So
we're talking about the existence of balls.
Talking about sweat. That's it. But yeah, there's also some great shows on Redline Radio. As I talked about, Jeff from Loud and Local. Loud and Local can be heard or seen on Sunday nights from 7:30 to 9:30. And perfect timing. I'm going to jump a couple days. Dub just came in. Dub, you could check him out from 3 to 4 on Thursday afternoons. Always with some fucking great interviews. He has awesome guests all the time. You never know who's going to be on there. If I'm not mistaken, I think our friend of show, Grape, is going to be on an episode soon. Very much looking forward to that one. I love Grape. I miss him. I hope he's doing well. But we'll get back to Sunday really quick. Jeff with Loud and Local is at Sunday night. Sunday mornings, when football season rolls around, you're going to be able to check out Steel City Running Lates. Actually, they might be on time. Steel City Renegades from 10 to 12. And no shows on Monday. I think there's a show.
Oh, that was good. I just got that.
Yeah, didn't Dave just sign a new show that's going to be on Mondays, Tim?
Yep, it's going to be Church Boy doing his show. I forgot what he named it.
I forgot to. I saw the post. I just couldn't remember the day. So it is going to be on Monday.
It is Monday.
So, damn, you're going to be working every day of the week
I'm
again.
losing my Monday.
Poor Tim. We tried to keep it open for you, man, but what are you going to do? So soon there will be a show on Monday nights, but for right now, Monday is vacant. Tuesdays, though, you can check out our boy, Tim Buck Tuesday. He inspired us to do our show like this today.
Yeah.
With no script, off the cuff, anything goes, whatever you guys want to talk about. If you're in the comments right now, give us a topic. If you want us to touch on it, we'll do it. If I know what it's about. If I don't, I can't Google it because we don't have internet. So my computer is just for show. You guys want to see? There's nothing happening on this thing because we don't have internet. So I just turn my Wi-Fi off so we can do our show because that's a sacrifice I make for this station. At any rate, Tuesday nights also feature Gary Wenner spinning the tunes from his house because his show would get cut out because of the internet if he tried to do it here. From 6 to 10 on Tuesday nights, Broad Street South from 8 to 9. Also, not even in this state because they have better internet in Florida. In Wednesday nights, you have Talking About Balls from 7 to 9. And then hopefully coming soon, it's Cece, right?
Yes.
Cece will be back hopefully soon. She's recovering from an injury with What's Up in the 216 from 9:30 to 11:30. On Thursdays, as mentioned before, Dub from 3 to 4, Lex Vegas from 7 to 8, Broad Street South 8 to 9, and then Tim's favorite show, 5 to 7, redlineradio.com exclusive. Check that out. Friday nights, because again, our boy Grape, I'll talk about him all the time, even though he's been gone for a month now. I still miss him. But
his
Friday
show's
night,
on Tuesday now.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. He's going to be competing with you. I don't like that. His show starts at 6:30.
Yeah, it's not really competition.
Oh.
I don't mean it like that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Tim took a page out of my book.
Yeah.
I like that. That's the attitude we have at this station. No, I understand. I just thought that it sucked. The time is like you guys just are going to be on at the same exact time. I wanted to watch you both. I like both of you guys, but what are you going to do? That's why you can watch a replay on Facebook at any time.
Right.
But Friday nights does have one show sometimes on Redline Radio from 8 to 10, and that is, of course, check that out when that show happens. It sometimes doesn't. You never know. Saturday mornings, you have Unscripted from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., TMI from 6 to 8, and then Comedies and Cocktails with Jen to 8:30 to 9:30, rounding out your Redline Radio show schedule for the week. That is how it's done, ladies and gents.
And that is a schedule.
I still have nothing written here, but that's all going to change because we are doing the Cleveland Browns schedule game right now. So if you were waiting for that, now's your time to shine. Now's your time to play along at home. Comedian Ant Morrow and Grape episode is in 2 weeks.
This
Perfect.
week, Dub has the comedian Ant Morrow, and the Grape episode is in 2 weeks.
Love that. Very excited for that. I'll check out both episodes for sure, but I'm very excited for Grape. Grape's the man. Grape's always got crazy shit going on, man. Love that guy. So without further ado, let's get into it. Our first and only legit scheduled discussion today, because I think just a tip doesn't count. Excuse me, there's a burp. That's never scripted, but that happens all the time. But Just the Tip is the known anchor to the show. We always end the show with Just the Tip. So the Browns schedule game is, of course, something we planned a couple weeks ago when we promised to the fans. Browns fans aren't dumb yet, Tim. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They haven't said or done anything stupid this year. Last year, very dumb. When Baker Mayfield was still on the team, very, very dumb. They're coming around, though. They're getting a little smarter. So without further ado, Tim, if you could throw up that picture, because I don't remember the schedule off the top of my head. We're going to look at the Browns schedule here, and we're going to go week to week, and we're going to tell you guys how we think the Browns are going to do. Of course, take it with a grain of salt because it is middle of July. Not even. It's still the beginning of July. So we have nothing really to go off of. Injuries can happen. Things can change, etc. This is strictly, essentially, we're going off of the 2022 season with our expectations for the 2023 season because that's the only way to do it. How many times in a year do you look at a team and you're just like, okay, they sucked last year, they're going to suck this year, and they're not that bad? Happens all the time. You take a team for granted because you're like, yeah, they suck. When you're doing the schedule game, you're like, that's a win, and then you get your ass kicked because that team's actually pretty good. So more than likely is what's going to happen. Our schedule predictions are going, or our record predictions, I should say, are going to be completely wrong. But that's what makes it fun. So
There's always that team too. Before we get into this, I want a one answer, one team, pick a team. So this is the beauty of off the script moments. They were talking about there's always one team that's been gone back the last 10 years that has been playoff one year and then falls flat on their face the following year. Last couple of years, Rams were a big one. The year before that, I think that was I forget. They talked about it a lot, but goes to the playoffs, deep playoff run, even sometimes the Super Bowl. The following year does nothing. Out of last year's playoff contenders or who are playoff teams, even Super Bowl, who falls on their face this year?
That's a really good question. Give me a second to think about that because there's a couple teams that come to mind initially. So if I'm going with my gut's going to want to say the Chargers.
Yep.
I could see the Chargers not making the playoffs next year. I don't think they did. Enough to make their team. That's why I keep talking because at least the audio might still record. Maybe not actually. I don't think it does. But either way, we're back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties expected. Yeah. So as I was saying, the team that I could see falling flat on their face next year could be the Los Angeles Chargers. The second one I picked could be the Jacksonville Jaguars. Young team. Maybe they don't repeat that success. Maybe Trevor Lawrence takes a step back in his technical. Officially, it's his third year. Realistically, his first year with Urban Meyer shouldn't count. So he's technically going into his sophomore year, depending on how you want to look at it. But what about you?
So my pick, it's rolling the dice. I think the Eagles.
Really?
I think the Eagles have so many expectations of them going into this year.
They are very good, though.
And I agree. On paper, they are a great team. I just feel like something is going to go wrong, whether it be injury or whatever. I just think something's not going to click. I think something's going to happen where they're not going to be as good as people think. And they might not win that division.
Just for pure humor for myself, I would like to see the Cowboys miss the playoffs. I think that would be very funny.
Watch them.
I don't like seeing the Cowboys win, and I think
the Giants might have a chance to take that division.
I really don't think the Cowboys are that good. They are another team that hasn't done a lot in the offseason to improve, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make the playoffs. And I mean, the Giants were a playoff team last year. That was a damn good division.
Yeah.
You had 3 teams in the playoffs.
I'm sure I'm going to be wrong in this one, but I'm going to just roll the dice and think the Eagles are going to be the team that falls flat in their face. They don't win their division and maybe scrape into a wild card game, but
it's a hell of a pick.
We'll see what happens.
So y'all probably, this is probably going to surprise you guys because as much as I was riding with this guy, But I don't think San Francisco is going to do as well.
You know what? Honestly, that's a really good pick because Brock Purdy has a lot of expectations to live up to. I didn't even think about that. With Jimmy G no longer being there as their backup plan, it is Brock Purdy and Trey Lance, and that's it.
And that's his sophomore
Good
season.
luck.
Always the
I think
that defense is what's going to carry him.
The defense is great. I'll give him that.
The defense is amazing, yes.
But you still needed Brock Purdy to have some sensational throws that can he duplicate now that teams have tape on him. Because that's the thing in the
problem.
NFL.
Yeah, the tape. That's what I'm worried about.
You can be really good when teams don't know who the fuck you are. And then now that they have something they can actually game plan against, this is where the cream rises to the top. This is where, you got your Mahomes, guys like that, your Brady's, Rodgers, whatever. Rodgers, 5 years ago, when quarterbacks could go out there and it doesn't matter what you game plan against them, they're going to find a way to beat you. There's quarterbacks that have great rookie seasons and then fall off the face of the earth because they got figured out. So
they might get Jimmy G back because that contract he signed with the Raiders, it might be voided. So there might be a small window that Jimmy G comes knocking on that door saying, "Hey guys, you got anything for me to do?"
Which, hey, more power to him. I think he stinks too. So they can have him.
All right. Sorry for my tangent question, but I
no, that was good. That's what we're doing. We're unscripted today, everybody.
We are unscripted. We are
scriptless. We can't say unscripted for copyright purposes.
Sorry. We just got
scriptless.
Scriptless.
That's why our internet got cut off.
Tim, by the way, I sent you the picture for my tip, just so you know.
You sent me a picture of your tip?
Yes. Sorry, I was late.
It's never late. Never too late for that. It's still so fucking hot in here. All right, but let's get right into it. We have week 1. The Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland to go at home. We're hosting them here in Cleveland. Sunday game. That is September 10th. If I'm being honest, again, this is not just me being like, we're the Browns, we're going to beat everybody. The Bengals tend to not start off seasons that well. If you go look at their track record over the last couple seasons, the first couple games of the year, they tend to lose a real clunker to a not so good team. If I'm not mistaken, I think like 2 years ago, they lost to the Jets, or maybe it was even last year. They lost to the Jets in the first month of the season. I think last year they struggled to beat Pittsburgh, or maybe even lost to Pittsburgh early in the season last year, who was, damn near a 500 team. They weren't that good either. And that was with Mitch Trubisky, I think. So if you look at the Bengals, they tend to start off really slow, but then they get hot. They're one of the teams that'll go on like an 8-game win streak to end the season. That's what gets them into the playoffs. So assuming that trend continues, I understand when you assume you make an ass out of you and me, we all know the saying. I, though, am going to go with that. And last year, the Browns miraculously won a week 1 game, which rarely happens. So they broke that curse. So I think it's going to happen 2 years in a row. Lightning's going to strike twice in the same spot.
I am with you. I think that week 1, Deshaun Watson comes out and flexes that quarterback that we wish we had the second half of last year. He has a whole year under his belt to get warmed and ready to go. And I think this team's going to be fun to watch this year. Knock on wood. But yeah, I'm taking at home against Cincy week 1. Victory.
I am so excited for the season to start. I'm starting to get pumped up.
I
I'm
know,
also trying to not get myself too excited.
Hit the brakes, pump the brakes a little bit.
Not even that. It's more so just because we have so much time. Like, I don't want to spend all my energy being excited now. I want to wait till it's closer to. The Browns, thank God, have they get the extra game in the preseason for the Hall of Fame game, which is awesome. Anytime you get to see Browns football, even though it's backups, I'm still excited. Steve says Browns plus 115. Take them. I'm going to. You bet your ass. Actually, I should do that sooner than later because those odds might change. But yeah, no, I think the Browns have a good shot in week 1. For exactly these reasons. Cincinnati starts off slow for whatever reason. Joe Burrow, except for 1 game in his career, has struggled against the Browns. Total different defense. We're going in with Jim Schwartz. They're not going to really know what to expect from us defensively.
And I just saw a headline that Clowney's linked back again with the Browns. They're talking to him.
Ooh, that would be interesting because it did not end well when he left.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote it.
Then again, maybe he grew up. He comes in and says, you know what, I fucked up. I was selfish. I was stupid. I didn't like working with Joe Woods. Maybe Jim Schwartz is the right coach for him.
Pete Smith on Twitter.
I think he's with CBS, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Brown, and he's also linked with, I think Baltimore too. Interesting. Okay. Staying within a division.
Shit happens.
But yeah, what about you, Tim? What do you got? Week 1?
Week 1, Browns. I feel like we're going to come out hot just because of how everything was last season. Deshaun's definitely going to do some crazy stuff this year, I feel like.
I think so, too. We are in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. I can't fucking wait. So we got 3 W's across the board right there for us. I'm just going to keep score for everybody here. Week 2 at Pittsburgh. This is a tough one. Pittsburgh played us well last year. We, for some reason, didn't have an answer for Kenny Pickett. But again, I can't think of it as what happened in 2022 because we are going in this year with Jim Schwartz. We are going in with a much, much, much more talented defensive line. And Pittsburgh really didn't improve their offensive line as much as they should have, in my opinion. So,
Want me to go first?
yeah.
Give me a W here. Fuck Pittsburgh.
Make that 2 W's.
Fuck Pittsburgh.
Make that 3 W's.
Fuck yeah,
Pittsburgh.
We'll take a 3-piece. Yeah, fuck that team. I
I'm
can
not,
never
I'm
pick
not
the Browns.
counting for them. Fuck them.
I don't even know why I contemplated.
Sorry, I know you're taking so long for it, so I had to jump in.
Well, because I'm looking at it. I was looking at the whole
Yeah,
thing, and I'm
fuck
like,
them.
eventually, like, I'm going to be like 4-0 in a second, and I'm like, fuck. Oh, Browns are minus 105 in Pittsburgh. That's awesome. So we're actually the favorite. I mean, it's super early.
I like
but
the stat lines here, Steve.
That's
Keep it up.
Steve's
All
a
right.
man with numbers, dude.
So far, we're making some money off week 1, and we're going to break even week 2.
I think we joked about him doing a segment like Stats with Steve or something like that. We have all these different things planned out. Week 3, let's get to it. We got the Tennessee Titans
at home, right?
At home in Cleveland. Tennessee is coming off a not so great year. They are kind of going through a transitional period where they drafted a quarterback. They're going to be looking to move on from Ryan Tannehill soon. There were rumors that they might have moved on from in the offseason.
I'll go
There were-
first.
Yeah, Tim's first this time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But let
Keep
Justin
talking, my
finish
bad.
his
Yeah,
shit.
I'll just-
Don't
There
fuck him
were
up.
rumors that Derrick
Oh,
Henry
script.
was going to be moved. So there's a lot of shit going on with Tennessee. I think Mike Vrabel's a hell of a coach, but I don't know if the talent is there. So, Tim, without further ado.
I don't know why, but Tennessee is always a rough game for us. Like,
Yeah.
no matter what, it's either we do really terrible or we do good and still lose. So
I respect that.
However, like I said, I feel like we'll be kind of hot in the beginning of the season, so I'm going to give us the dub. Simply because we're at home and they're going to be hot off the first 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, the way I kind of go into the Browns season right now is, again, I'm not trying to be a super homer for the Browns. I'm trying to be realistic. And realistically, and this is, again, I'm taking myself out of Cleveland, out of my fandom. This is the best roster the Cleveland have had since I've been watching them. No question about it. So I don't feel bad picking them to win games where they should win because the expectations are there and they should meet these expectations and win games. So I'm with you, Tim. Tennessee has played us rough. A couple of years ago, I'd probably go into this game like, yeah, Tennessee's probably going to beat us. Like we're just not good enough yet, but we better be good enough to beat the Tennessee Titans this year. So give me the fucking W.
Oh yeah, I just saw what Steve said. There's just no
Yeah,
possibility.
we're
that
almost
gonna
minus
be,
200.
Yeah, that we were going to be anything but the favorite here. But yeah, give me fucking Browns against Tennessee.
Week 4, a tough one.
Oof.
We have Baltimore, the Ratbirds,
tough
coming
one?
to town.
OBJ's going to be out for the season by this point.
Oh yeah, he wasn't going to be a factor anyway. But for whatever reason, Lamar Jackson plays as well.
Better defense though. Better defensive
much
line.
better defense early in the season though, where Lamar Jackson usually plays really, really well before he ends up getting hurt or quitting on his team, depending on the year. He just got that huge contract. Is he still going to be as aggressive as a runner?
Do we have a stat line how Jim Schwartz defense has done against him?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
I'm curious.
We're a favorite in that one too. God damn, Vegas thinks the Browns are going to be really good. I really want to make us 4-0. Fuck it. We're 4-0.
Yes.
We're going
Fuck
into the bye
Baltimore.
week 4-0.
4-0, baby.
We beat them in December when the weather was shitty. We're going to beat them in fucking, I think it's, okay, so it's October 1st. The weather's still going to be fine. We're going to beat the shit out of them because we are the better team. And they don't scare me offensively. Adding Odell Beckham Jr. to a really shitty wide receiving core doesn't intimidate me one bit. When you have a quarterback who can't really throw the ball that well, who's known for being a running back, Jared's feeling it. Super Bowl, Super Browns, baby. I love it. So we
Absolutely.
are, according to me and my metrics here, we're going to be 4-0 come the bye week. Kyle and Tim, what say you
we're
fellas?
we're on the same train. Baltimore,
Come
fuck
on,
them.
dude. Fuck them.
Keep them going.
4-0.
W's for everybody. Week 5, give me the bye week on that one. That's our first loss.
Bye weeks. Okay, we just pause for a
The
second.
fucking early bye week. I
Fuck
hate
the
it.
NFL for giving us a week 5 bye week. What the shit?
Hate it.
Get it out the way. I'd rather have a week 1
That's
by week.
not. I'd rather have a week like.
All right, we're the
8.
favorite against the bye week.
Are we? Perfect.
So then we go into week 6 against
Oof.
San Francisco. San Francisco has to travel to Cleveland, which could be a benefit for
And
Cleveland.
we also come out the bye week, which is also good too.
We're getting an extra week of rest. They're flying in from California where they will be playing a game at
Oof.
essentially, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oof. We're the favorite against. Really?
Oh, I think he was joking about the bye week, maybe. I don't think
that's the 105.
Steve,
The
you have to
bye
clarify.
week.
Yeah, it's the
Okay,
105.
okay.
Oh, we are 105 against San Francisco. I thought he was just fucking around.
Oh,
holy
shit.
hell! Then again, you know what? That defense is so good, but it is Brock Purdy. What Brock Purdy are we going to get?
Oh my god, I don't know. I have a bad feeling. Give me the
Actually,
49ers.
will we even get Brock Purdy? Because Brock Purdy still can't throw a football. I don't think.
I think we'll have Colin Kaepernick against us.
I would love that. That would be ideal.
Give me the 49ers here.
I'll put a knee down.
I take the 49ers.
I stand with Colin Kaepernick. I think he got blackballed from the NFL. He should have at least been on a team. Then again, if the rumors were true that he was being a fucking idiot and wouldn't take a backup job, that's on him. That's your own fault, buddy. Yeah, give me the Niners here. I can't have us going undefeated. I'll take it here. I'll take one on the chin.
I'm a big Brock Purdy fan. However,
Ooh.
I think we get this one. And it's gonna be a gritty game.
I have us losing. Tim has us winning.
5-0 in Tim's eyes.
Interesting. I don't want to be a homer. I don't want to be like, we're going 17-0, even though I want to say that.
Going 17-0.
Next week at Indianapolis. I mean, Indianapolis I almost said the Pacers. The Indianapolis Colts just drafted Anthony Richardson, who I think is a fucking bum. Their other quarterback is Gardner Minshew, who is actually a fucking bum. So I am going Indianapolis. Steve thinks we choke at this one. See, I think that's going to come week 8, Steve. So I'm going with the Browns win here in week 7 at Indianapolis. They're just not a very good team. I think the Browns are the better team. They go in and they get their shit taken care of. I think we have enough leaders on this team that after my hypothetical loss to San Francisco, they rally the troops and say, let's get this fucking shit back on track. And we win. We're going to beat the Colts. Give me a week 7 victory to move the Browns to 6-1.
So, unfortunately, one thing about the Browns is we lose the games that we
Or 5-1, sorry.
I think we're gonna be 5-1.
He's taking the Colts
after we play Indy. I'm usually not wrong about Indy either. It was just crazy.
Yeah, you had weird. When they fucking hired Jeff Saturday last year, you were like, "No, here's what they're gonna do."
Give me the Browns on this one.
A W for Kyle as well, putting us all at a 5-1 guess at this point in the season. Next week, we are in Seattle. Always a tough spot to play. Geno Smith, will he be the Geno Smith from, last year?
This is one of those games you really don't know what you're going to get.
For me, I think this Browns team traveling all the way across to the Pacific Northwest, I think give me a loss here to Seattle. I'm gonna give us an L.
Yeah, I think Seattle's just that good, and traveling plus playing in that stadium or that
it's a tough crowd.
It's going to be.
Do they pump noise into the stadium because they cheat and they're bullshitters? Yes, but it's still tough.
Yeah. So give me Seattle here. Tim, what you say?
Seattle.
All right, Tim going back-to-back L's.
Where's that bird noise at?
We don't want that. When it's against the Browns, you don't do bird noises, Tim. That's the one rule. Because now we got back-to-back bird games. Next up, the Browns are going to be taking on
the picks this year.
Oh, it's going to be fun, dude. I can't wait. I love doing picks. And you'll be in it for the whole season. Last year, you came in halfway through. You're going to be in it with us from the start. The next week, we have the Arizona Cardinals, who are in a tank mode, in my opinion. I think they're going to stink. So for me, them coming to Cleveland, give me an easy Browns W.
Yes. Give me Cleveland here. Finally, they lost to him last year, but we'll take the victory this year.
That's how a bird sounds when it dies.
Yes, I was going to say that bird does not sound healthy, and that is perfect. Yeah, we're a huge favorite against the Cardinals. They stink. 3 W's for the boys. Give me a round of W's. The next game, week 10.
What do we got going into week 10? We're at...
we are at...
5-2?
Yes. It's 6-2. Sorry. Yeah, 6-2. Everybody is at 6-2. And then we go into week 10 at Baltimore. I
can't imagine us being underdogs for this one either.
Yeah, I don't know. Late in the season.
Oh, we are underdogs.
Yeah, that because it's a road game. We always play tough. We struggle in Baltimore. Give me a Baltimore W here. Unfortunately.
No, for the first time in a very, very long time ever.
We're sweeping Baltimore.
We're sweeping Baltimore.
Okay. All right.
Give me the Browns.
All right. A W for Kyle. And Tim?
I think I think we get them as well.
All right.
I think Baltimore's not gonna have a great season.
I would love that. I hate them. I just don't know what to make of them right now, to be honest. So it's hard for me to pick. So I'm just going with my gut. My first instinct was a loss.
That plus 130 is very, very welcoming too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very early though.
Yeah.
All right, next week against Pittsburgh, I will start off because I think we will sweep Pittsburgh next year. So give me the Browns winning against Pittsburgh at home.
Yeah, give me the Browns also because I can never pick against the Browns and Steelers.
What are you guys thinking?
This is the reason why I am not producing.
I know what that means. Let me write that W down before Tim even finishes his sentence. All right, so now we are there, and we are at. I have them at 7-3. Kyle is at 8-2, and Tim is at 8-2. Week 12 at Denver Broncos, the new look Sean Payton Broncos, who took a year off of football to do some analysis work and wasn't that great at it, in my opinion. Will he be able to rejuvenate?
This is where the schedule gets dicey.
Yeah, it gets interesting here. I think Denver's still going to stink. I think what we saw out of Russell Wilson last year is just what Russell Wilson is now at this point in his career. He's old. He doesn't have the athleticism anymore to create plays, to expand plays. I don't think Denver's that good, personally. I think them being in arguably the toughest division in football is really going to hurt them, and they're going to be banged up going into that game. And
it's like a pick'em game right now, 105. Wow.
Give me the Browns.
I don't know. I saw a recent picture of Russell. Maybe it wasn't recent.
Was he doing his squats on the plane?
No, he was like a half of a man he was last year. Looks like he lost some weight, got in a little bit of shape this year.
Yeah.
I gotta see what's going on. Obviously, my answer is now seeing anything Peyton puts on the field there. But I'm gonna go Denver. I'm gonna go Denver in this one because it's at Denver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm gonna go Denver.
In Denver, different elevation, different oxygen, this and that. That's a good choice, Tim.
I think it is definitely going to be a tough game. Sierra is no longer pregnant, so Russell is not.
He's got a clear head
regularly. The kid might be in the way a little bit, but he's going to make
he's
sure
rich. He's got nanny. He's got some Jamaican nanny watching the kid, I'm sure.
He's going to make sure he 1-2 step into her goodies. But they're still going to lose. Browns win. I just think Russell's going to do better this year.
All right, so 2 W's, 1 L. Next up, week 13 in Los Angeles.
So we stay on the West Coast.
Staying on the West Coast, going against the Rams. The Rams sold their soul to win that Super Bowl a few years ago. Right now, their roster stinks.
We have to be like a plus 150, 200 here.
I would think we're a favorite.
I was saying it has to be. Oh, I'm sorry, minus 1.
Oh, yeah,
250. Sorry.
Defensively, all they have is Aaron Donald. Offensively, all they have is Cooper Kupp. That team's not very good. Matthew Stafford's like 45 now, and he's got that bad elbow. He might never be able to even throw a ball again. So give me the Browns.
Yeah, I got to take Cleveland here too. I just can't see us losing against that team.
Once again, those ugly games, we lose this game.
Okay, that's fair.
Ooh.
All right, we are at 9-3 for Tim, 9-3 for JG, and 9-3 for Kyle.
This is going to be.
I knew we'd all meet again.
This is going to be a good game right here.
Yeah, now we have the 14th game of the year, or 14th week of the season, I should say. Jacksonville coming to Cleveland. Jacksonville could be the team, the beautiful Cinderella story team. I think they're last year at least they looked like a good team. They added Calvin Ridley. They had a really bad draft, if I'm being honest. I did not like their draft picks this year. They did not do themselves any favors. So I'll just bite the bullet here and I'll say, give me Jacksonville. I think this is one where the Browns come back home and we're going to lose one to an up-and-coming young team.
Yeah, I just think Jacksonville only gets better from last year. Sure. I think that's another year that he's another lost you guys. We were minus 115 against the Rams, looks like. Or maybe is it Jacksonville? I'm not sure if he means Jacksonville or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Steve, we were looking for the Rams too. Not sure if that's for the Rams or for the Jags.
But either way, give me Jacksonville here on this one. I think
took
they
the
win.
Jags. I went with the Rams, or I'm sorry, I went with the Browns over the Rams, and I went with the Jags over the Browns. Okay, so Jacksonville's minus 115. What are we with?
The Rams.
The Rams, Steve. If you could look that up really quick while Tim gives his pick here.
Back-to-back losses.
Ooh.
Wow, Tim is down on the Brown. Back-to-back L's. That puts him at 9-4.
Minus 120 only with the Rams.
And 9-4 for us as well. It's early, but I think that's fair. I think Vegas also might not really know what to make of the Rams at this point. Next up, we have the Chicago Bears, who I think are still going to stink
the Bears
horribly. So give me the Browns in an easy one. I don't even need to.
Yeah, give me the.
I don't even need to really think about
the
this
Browns
one.
Here too.
Browns should win. Myles Garrett should have like 10 sacks against.
He's a little more. He's a little better this year. Last year,
his offensive line isn't good. It's not him I'm worried about.
The dub.
the dub. All right, 10-4.
Fuck
Next
the
up-
Texans.
Yeah, the Texans, Browns. I think Deshaun
Still
Watson.
think this is a rigged schedule here, going back to Houston.
But it's in happier times now. Deshaun Watson's going to have his feet underneath him finally, and it's not going to be the first game of the year with the women sitting in the crowd. We're going to be a good team. We're going to go down there and we're going to impose our will on a young team and a young CJ Stroud. Give me the Browns.
And get a massage
You
after.
probably shouldn't use the words "impose our will" on. Okay, all
I know what I said.
All right. Well, yeah, but give me the Browns here.
Tim, you said W?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you started off with fuck the Texans, so I guess that was pretty easy.
Uh,
Next up, week 17, we've got the New York Football Jets. Don't know what to make of them. They added Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had his worst career year last year with the Packers. He went to New York, who all they did was add Green Bay Packers players for him. Don't really understand that logic. They do, however, have Garrett Wilson, who's a very good wide receiver, won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensively, they have some good pieces. They've got Sauce Gardner and they've got Quinnen Williams. Other than that, not the greatest.
Pick'em game against that too.
Yeah, this is a late season game at home Thursday night. Again, the Browns have the best roster they've had since I've been watching them. This team has expectations, barring any unforeseen injuries or circumstances, obviously, that we have no control over. Give me the Browns. Browns are going to come out and win this game. The better team should win. W.
Oh man, I really want to take the Browns, but I'm just questioning it. But fuck it, let's go. Give me the Browns.
Love it.
Jets lose.
Love it. So we are collectively 12-4.
Wow.
Heading into our final game here at Cincinnati, last game of the season. At this point, you would expect 12-4. You're in the playoffs. You're
Yes.
locked in. You're probably not playing anybody. What Cincinnati's record's going to be? Don't know. They're probably going to be a playoff team. This game will probably not matter. They will probably already be locked into a playoff spot as well. So it could be a battle of the backups. This could be basically a glorified preseason game. Essentially, we could be watching Joshua Dobbs out there, or the kid we drafted out of the guy with three names that we took out of UCLA. I forgot his name off the top of my head. But this could be a young quarterback game with a bunch of backups. I really don't know what to take or what to make of this one. So gut feeling. Give me the Bengals just because we're away. And let's assume that this is a full roster game. I'll take the Bengals at home because they're a very good team. They've been to a Super Bowl in the last couple of years. They've been to the AFC Championship game. So give me the Bengals.
Yeah, I can't pick the Browns here.
I can't go 13-4.
Even
as
if
much
they
as
were,
I want to.
I don't know if you said it, but even if they were fully like starters were playing, I still think the Bengals take this one no matter what.
Yeah, just because it's on the road.
Yeah, give me the Bengals here.
I take a loss as well, but I feel like it's the loss that's kind of needed. Even if we are fully rostered or fully staffed, I don't know what you want to call it.
To get us mentally prepared.
Fully
for the-
erect.
Yeah, so we're gonna go
early. Underdogs only 4 games. Wow.
Yeah, we lose this, and it's kind of gonna amp us up, get us through the playoffs. I don't know how far we go, but
All right.
So
Well,
Vegas has us at a 13-4 season.
apparently, yeah. I mean,
Wow.
yeah, that
And what's the
That
line they
adds
said?
up.
What's the line they said? 10 and 10.5 over under.
I think it was. Yeah. So Vegas is thinking we are going to be pretty good. That's awesome. I love to see that.
So we're 12-5. Everyone is 12-5.
9.5 even, dude.
Ooh, I'd
Woo.
take that.
I'm calling my bookie right now, which is on my phone.
I was gonna say. you got a
God bless
bookie?
gambling in America, or in Ohio, I should say.
Wow.
Yeah, no shit. So we all have us going 12-5, different losses, different wins in a couple of weeks.
You heard
But
it here
overall,
first, folks. Take the over.
yes, take the over. We are,
Put that early money on Cleveland for week 1
and when it doesn't hit, I don't want to hear it.
because we're not
Okay.
official bettors.
Yeah, we're not
just-
official. We're not telling you what to do with your money. We are just here for entertainment purposes only. We don't have any control over what happens. You spend your money how you want to. Your hard-earned money, hard-earned. But now that was interesting. So it's funny that we all made our way to 12-5. Just found different routes to get there. Plus 425 to win the division. I think 12-5 could win the division.
Plus what?
425. To
So
win
we're
the
not
division.
even the favorites to win a division. They must be.
No, it would be Cincinnati for sure.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's probably like plus 200 maybe.
I mean, I think we could. That's good money right there too. Throw $15, $20 on that.
Yeah. Oh no,
I
absolutely.
would be. I'll be down for that.
I did that last year.
After we set up this,
when I was in Vegas, because
There you
gambling
go.
wasn't allowed in Ohio, I was in Vegas. We had just traded for Deshaun Watson. His suspension had not been announced yet. I made some bets on the Browns. I took them with the over, and I took them to win the division, I think. And I lost both of them. So that was my introduction to gambling in Vegas. Actually, I did a baseball parlay that lost while I was in Vegas too. But okay, I was close. I said Cincinnati at plus 200, plus 150 for them to win the division. That makes sense.
Joey Burrow, week 3, knee injury, out for the season.
Wouldn't be the first time. Baltimore, they have Baltimore ahead of Cleveland.
Wow.
Interesting. What the fuck does Vegas know? Because that Baltimore team does not scare me.
How are you going to put us at a potential 13-5, 13-4 team?
I mean, what's Pittsburgh at, Steve? While you're here, you might as well do all four.
Probably plus 900.
I could see them at, let me go plus 700. Totally guessing.
Probably might work 650.
Let's see. As we patiently, Steve probably logged off. He's like, I'm done with these guys for the night. We're never gonna get it.
I'm not getting paid for this shit.
And he's like, fuck this. I gotta go. I want to eat. I want to watch the baseball game. 450 for the fucking Steelers. Wow. So we are neck and neck. God damn. All right. Did not see that coming, if I'm being honest.
Interesting.
I mean, that's the thing, though. The AFC North is a good division. It's going to be tough. There's no
the hardest
gimmies.
division in the league. I don't care what anybody says.
I agree with that because our worst team on paper is Pittsburgh, who's still a better team than Oakland. So the other team, the other division most people look at is the AFC West, but Oakland is not as good, and nor is Denver even as good as Pittsburgh. I don't think.
AFC
on paper,
East is actually nothing to joke about either. New York, Buffalo, Miami.
Yes and no. Buffalo has all their problems right now. New York, again, that's a shitty team that nobody really knows what to expect with them. They did get Aaron Rodgers, but what Aaron Rodgers are you getting? Robert Saleh is a shitty coach, doesn't know what he's doing half the time. And then with the Dolphins, they added a lot of pieces, but who knows what to make of them also. They were a team that looked really good. You got Tua, who is one concussion away from his career being over. Same with Kenny Pickett even. These guys have these bad concussions, and their brains are fucking turning into slop. So it will be an interesting season. I mean, it's super early, so Vegas is just taking complete guesses. I won't say they're guessing, but this is...
Hey, if a line's out there, you can put money on it.
Exactly. They're throwing it out there. Things could change dramatically, as Kyle said. Right now, you could take the Bengals, and Chargers are closest to Kansas City at plus 340. That makes sense. I could see that. But yeah, like Kyle said, you could have Joe Burrow go out there, and they have the Bengals as a heavy favorite to win the division, and Joe Burrow blows his knee out. And the second week of the season, something could happen like that, or any team.
Yeah.
So things change very quickly in the NFL. Injuries are going to happen. There are going to be many, many key players that go down. That's just the way football works. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. So those numbers are there right now. So get them in while they're hot. But they will change. All right, back to no script. I don't even know what the fuck to talk about now. Actually, I do have something to talk about. I didn't write it down, but I figure why not? The NBA draft was 2 weeks ago, and we did not have a show since the NBA draft. So we won't. Robert, you got to watch the beginning of the show. We talked golf for like a fucking half hour, dude. So you and not about professional golf. We talked about us golfing. So if you care about me and Kyle and how we golfed over the weekend, you can hear all about it.
We talked about your drunkenness over the weekend because it was your birthday.
Yeah. Robert, happy birthday. Now that you're here on the show, I wished him happy birthday on Facebook. I don't know if Robert gets my humor or not. I hope he does, because I told him, I said, I hope it's not your best birthday, but I also hope it's not the worst.
Well, he's not very funny himself, so it takes.
That's why. That's kind of what I meant by hope he gets my humor. Is he's not funny, so I don't think he would understand what I was saying. I was just fucking around. I like to, when I wish people happy birthday, I like try to make it kind of funny. I don't just like a simple happy birthday. Like,
hey, Rob, it's the other black guy.
Shout out
to you. Remember him from the party? Yes.
Shout out to Robert though. He shot his first game ever under 100.
Did he really?
On Monday, hey, we went golfing at Spring Valley.
That's not bad for 9.
No, that's for 100. That's for 18. He shot a 43 on the front.
Okay.
And
then fell apart in the back.
Kind of fell apart in the back a little bit, but he still hung on to it. Shot a 98 under 100, first time ever.
So my goal
to record it.
My first 18 was Saturday morning, and my goal was to be under 120. And I failed miserably. I ended with a 135. So
we've all been there.
My first 9 though, I was at a 61, I think, or 62, something like 62. So I was like, okay, 62, not bad. I just had to have a really good back 9, and I fucking fell apart, and I had a 73. So, man, what are you gonna do? Shit happens.
I'm a comedian.
Robert or Tim? Yeah, Tim is. Yeah, well, you know that. Very good. You saw him at the party.
So NBA draft. Anything unsurprising happen?
Not really. I mean, to be honest, again, I'm very open about this. I don't give 2 fucks about the NBA draft and the prospects and stuff like that. I'll golf with you guys. It's definitely on my list of things to do. I will do that. We actually, Kyle and I were working on planning something for us and the spouses. We're going to do a foursome with the ladies because Jess has clubs now and everything I heard. So has she golfed yet?
She has not gone off golfing officially yet.
She's like done driving ranges and whatnot. How'd that go?
Hit or miss.
Okay. Hey, that's fair.
Literally.
You got to start somewhere.
Or miss.
Yeah. Got to start somewhere. But yeah, so the draft kind of went as expected. You had Wembanyama or whatever the fuck his name is went number 1. He's
Mr.
tall
My
as
knee's
shit.
gonna give out after 10 games.
Well, that's the thing. His knees might hold up because he has no weight to put on them. He weighs fucking nothing. I don't know if you saw that picture of him with David Robinson and Tim Duncan like the next day after he got drafted. Towers over them.
That's
like it's weird looking. It honestly is strange because you see like you see David Robinson, who's a golf god, Jess, because it definitely isn't me.
No, that's what a self-proclaimed golf god is. Robert, he called himself that.
Oh, okay, I got you. I didn't know who he was talking about. I like that though. Oh, Robert didn't know Jess got clubs.
Yeah, she has a whole set now. She's ready to go.
You got a lot of golfers now. That MGA league is going to be filled next year.
Jared's like the golf Jesus with his
he looks like
his hair that's going, and then
now does he actually golf in the tournaments or because he runs it? I didn't know if he had to.
He tries to golf. I mean, he shows up.
Right. I just didn't know if he had to like be there to organize shit or something. I don't know how it works for leagues.
Jared's a very stressed individual during the season for MGA.
What's that? I'm sorry, I was reading Steve's comment.
He's very stressed. He's a very stressed individual for the MGA season.
Is he really?
Yes.
I could see that. There's a lot of planning and organizing and shit like that. So I could definitely see that. I got to find a thing. Steve, you brought up a really good point. So the draft for other teams, don't know much about it. I honestly didn't even really watch it. I watched King of the Hill most of that night, and I turned it back on for the Cavs to see them draft Imani Bates, who, let me read here for you guys. I did not send this to Tim. Let's go over his strengths. This is from a scouting report.
True.
Yeah,
there's 70 to 80 of us every time he has to wrangle together like cats.
And then everyone's getting wasted. Like, it is probably very fucking obnoxious. Kudos to you, Jared, for putting up with that. I wouldn't have the patience for that. If I'm being honest, I would be yelling at everybody. All right. So the Cavs took Imani Bates out of Eastern Michigan. Let's go over strengths and weaknesses from the scouting report, shall we? Because I saw a lot of people, like I had my buddy text me, and spoiler alert, he texts me and he's like, oh, I like this pick. This kid's I wonder if he's going to be starting in this. And I'm like, in the G League, maybe. Like, this dude will probably not even be in the pros next year, but what do I know?
Not much.
All right, let's get into it. Bates. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to exit there. Bates is an impressive shot creator at 6'8" without shoes. He has real shiftiness throughout his hips and all sorts of creativity in terms of mindset as a hooper. I should probably turn my phone. That would make it a little easier to read. Yeah, it does. He has an innate understanding of the way defenders play him and of their balance. He can play off that at a very high level, get to the spots he wants consistently, has a nice bag of crossovers, hesitations, hang dribbles, and more. Once he gets the separation, he can fill it up. He's a terrific shooter. Bates has only hit 30% from threes on pull-ups this past season, but that was probably higher than expected given the degree of difficulty on the shots. Bates also hit 37.6% of his catch and shoot threes. He's legitimately a high-level shooter with size. Also has a solid floater game if he can get to the mid-range. Weakness. Everything else. Bates has very short arms, no strength to speak of, which was an issue for him in Eastern Michigan. He also is not a great athlete in terms of explosiveness, has very little first step, doesn't have a ton of vertical pop, doesn't have an efficient way of beating defenses as a scorer right now unless he's just catching and firing from three. Made just 45.8% of his shots at the rim in a half-court setting. Disastrous number for a draft prospect playing in the MAC. Took about 3 mid-range jumpers per game and made just 39% of them. Made just 34.2% of his half-court threes this past season because the degree of difficulty on them is impossibly high. This is the real issue with his game. Bates does not really play all that well with his teammates. He's all about scoring for himself and not about creating efficient offense. Despite his talent level and the fact that he was playing in the MAC, Eastern Michigan was about 0.5 points per 100 possessions better offensively when he was off the court versus when he was on the court. He just doesn't move the needle on offense despite his talent for creating shots because he puts up some of the worst, most difficult shots you'll see. Doesn't pass and make plays for his teammates, and all that pales in comparison to his defensive ability, which is non-existent right now. It is not nearly attentive enough off the ball to make an impact, needs to lock in and engage in that regard on the ball, would be far too skinny to hold his ground in the NBA against other shot blockers. So that's a quick little breakdown of Amani Bates from people.
I'm glad that we drafted him.
Yeah, he has short arms for as big as he is, which is crazy because if anybody knows anything about Amani Bates, which I didn't know much about him, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated a couple of years ago. He was being considered, like, I think he was in high school still. He was being considered like the next big thing.
Weapon charges, fake commit to Michigan State.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
He did an interview and was telling people that like he was committed to some college, and then like the other coaches were like, no, we never offered him anything. Like he got busted for lying.
Shit.
It was actually on 92.3, if I'm not mistaken. They interviewed somebody and asked about him and said like, oh yeah, he said you guys offered him a scholarship or something. They're like, no, he didn't. Like that never happened.
So what is Kobe Altman thinking here?
I don't understand it. I think it's if you can get what everybody saw out of this kid 2 years ago when they thought he was going to be the next Kevin Durant or whatever, then you hit a diamond in the rough. Also, it's the 45th overall pick. What do you really expect to find?
Yeah, okay.
I think he was just kind of going for value. And in terms of what they thought this kid was going to be, that's kind of why they did it, maybe. But I didn't like the pick. It did not do anything. But yeah, I think honestly, it's at the 45th pick, you're either going to draft a kid that's going to play overseas for the rest of his life and you'll never hear from him, or he's going to come to the league and be Dylan Windler. Like it's never going to amount to anything. So roll the dice. It is what it is. But this kid and his fucking attitude sounds horrible. I guess there was some times where he, a game or two where he basically got benched because he refused to change his shoes. The team was like, yeah, you can't wear those shoes tonight. We have to wear these. And he just refused to wear the team designated shoes.
That's just not going to fly in the NBA.
No, it won't. And so he's got a lot of learning to do. Bold pick, though. It's one of those things where as soon as you draft him, you're like, okay, this kid comes with a little bit of baggage. And then you're like, a fucking lot of baggage the more you read. So interesting pick. I think if anybody can coach him up, it would be JB Bickerstaff, who can work with these young kids. The whole team essentially is young. So you've got that going for you. In other news, the Cavs made some moves. Didn't even talk about the free agency. Fuck.
Yeah,
I forgot about NBA free agency today altogether, everybody. That goes to show you when we don't do a scripted show, I don't think about shit. Biggest move, I guess, we'll talk about for the Cavs is Gorgui Niang. They signed him from Philadelphia, 3-year, like $26 million. And then they did a sign and trade to get rid of Cedi Osman and Lamar Stevens and brought in
another Cedi
Max
Osman.
Strus, who's a smaller version of Cedi Osman, who won't even play as much defense. But
I didn't like that trade at all.
No, it's interesting. It's one of those like
he took a vacation in the finals. Half the playoffs he was on vacation.
I don't think he took a vacation. I think he's just not good enough to that level was too high for him.
Yeah.
Like that's the biggest problem we had against New York was the lights were super bright and our shooters couldn't shoot. And we signed a guy who showed that he does the same exact thing to an extent.
Money though, my God.
Yeah, no, it's no joke. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that, man. We'll try it a little more often. Maybe I won't be as structured and we can fucking wing it. I like talking about us and our lives and like all the golfing that I do now. I mean, fuck guys, I've golfed 4 times in my life. Thanks for watching those, Steve. Take it easy,
once a month unscripted show should be a thing.
We can do that.
We can use the month to collect everything we want to talk about. Boom.
We'll do more of them going into the season because once football starts, it's where it's unfortunately we got to cover the football and we got to do our picks and stuff like that. It takes up a lot of the time and recap Browns games. So that's just the way it is, fuckers. Okay, that's how it goes. But we'll figure it out. We'll keep it fun. We'll keep it light. I like doing it like this. It was fun. But yeah, free agency. The Browns or the Cavs made a couple of moves. I said Browns because the picture of the Browns is still up. And I just thought, no, you're fine. I just looked up. I keep saying Browns. But yeah, so the Cavs made a couple of moves. Do you think they moved the needle enough to take that next step? What are your thoughts?
No,
I don't either. Nothing really impresses me. And they're damn near out of money now. There's not much.
All they did was step to the side.
Yeah,
they're in the same line.
They did a lateral move.
A lateral move. Nothing they did is going to change anything. The only thing that's going to change, or that should change, is how this team plays together. I'm really curious to see if they're going to move Jared Allen at all. A lot of rumors still with that. A lot of talks potentially. Are they going to trade him, bring some other person in? I'm curious to see what they're going to do. But they need to play better together. They need to not have just regular season success. They need to not go hiding when playoff time comes because that was so embarrassing to watch against New York.
Yeah, I mean, I will say the main thing from what I've heard, the rumors are that basically when the season ended, Kobe Altman, the main thing he said was, we need to get shooters. We need people that can shoot. And Yang can shoot decently. Not that he's not going to shoot the lights out, but he's a decent shooter, decent enough. And then Max Strus is the kind of guy who, if he's hot, he can drain some fucking threes. So I think that's kind of what they were going for. Cedi Osman, on the other hand, was very hit or miss. He was either white hot or he was ice cold. And then you got Lamar Stevens, who didn't do much and never really saw the floor. So the Strus upgrade, I guess you could call it that. Another thing too is I think Chetty only had 1 year left on his contract, so that's one of those we had to move him because we weren't gonna keep him.
Now Chetty's gonna go down there and light it up like what's his face did in Denver or
it's very possible
Utah.
Because Chetty's with San Antonio now, right?
Yep.
Like him with Popovich, Pop and another fucking foreign basketball player on top of fucking Wembanyama or whatever.
Here it comes.
Not bad. It's his new Manu.
All-star selection.
Chetty Ginobili sounds like a fucking Star Wars character. But yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting. The NBA season.
Ginobili coaching that team now?
I think he's part of it.
Yeah.
Like he's on their staff somehow. He works with like their international players, I think. Yeah, Strus will get a lot of open shots. That is the one really good thing is that Garland and Mitchell are going to open up the floor for him a lot, and that's the big thing. Is our threes couldn't shoot last year. Like when you have a three in today's day and age NBA, you need somebody that can shoot, and we just didn't have that. So we'll see what happens. I'm with Kyle. I think there could be some more moves coming. We'll see though. I trust Kobe Altman, I guess, to an extent. He's made moves that I did not see coming. I loved Evan Mobley coming out of the draft. I was really happy we got him. And then trading for Mitchell last year blew my socks off. Honestly, that's something I did not see coming. And when I saw the Cavs got Donovan Mitchell, I was like, get the fuck out of here. There's no way. So I trust Kobe Altman. Albeit I'm still pissed about how he lost to the Knicks. The fact that this young team, only a few years away removed from LeBron, became a playoff team and a play-in team last year on top of it. So technically, I consider the play-in to be the playoffs. I don't care what anybody says. It is what it is. The Cavs
2 years of playoffs in a row.
The Cavs technically were the 8th seed that year, right?
Yep.
I think. So technically they were a playoff team. So 2 years in a row, they've essentially made the playoffs. And without LeBron, it took us, like, we've always been ass. So the fact that we were able to get to the playoffs and we're actually turning into a somewhat of a contender, I like it. I like the moves we're making. I also think Evan Mobley could step his game up a little bit more. And if he does that this year, then that's going to make us even better. So we'll see what happens. Very, very interesting offseason. When next week, again, we'll talk all about
2 weeks.
Or 2 weeks, sorry. Yeah. We don't go back to weekly until
August.
I would say that we'll probably do it like mid-August. We'll go back to weekly when preseason really starts kicking off and shit like that. So we'll pick a date off the air when we all discuss it and we'll plan it for ourselves. So we'll do that in 2 weeks. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs. But for right now, we have reached the end of the unscripted show, and it is time for the only thing we have scripted.
Very successful show.
It was fun. I love just talking off the cuff like that. It was a good time. But let's talk about just the tip. Tim, my man, what do you got for us?
What do you think I got for you?
Something comedy related?
Absolutely not.
No.
It's not comedy related. It is a TV show.
Okay. I like where this is going.
More like a TV series or Netflix series. Well, it's on HBO Go or HBO Max. I'm sorry. As you see, I was an HBO Go guy before it became Max.
I still call it that all the time too, dude.
But this show I was introduced to by my friend. We've been watching it, and it is an amazing show. And I don't really watch a whole lot, but this show has me sucked in. And it's called Primal. It is a animated series show. It is no words spoken at all. It's just moaning. You would think Primal
Tim's just always
porno.
watching porno,
Right? But it's really emotional. Like the first part of the show, like the guy that's on the back there, he loses his family. Like it's crazy to see his family just go like that. And then. Like this is the first episode. The dinosaur that he's with also loses her family. So
damn,
right?
That's a depressing ass show you watch.
No, it was very depressing when you watch it. Like it's very emotional. I don't want to say depressing, but it's very emotionally driven, even without words. You're watching it and you're just like, oh my god! Like you're watching these two survive through millions of things, and like you would think. You would think it would almost get repetitive, but like you start to feel bad for these guys, but they get along and then they don't get along. It's really awesome. Like you really have to watch it. It's an amazing show. Like I said, I'm very bad at watching things, and this has me sunk in. So
that's impressive. If it can hook you like that, that's awesome. Before the show started, Tim asked me, he was talking about his tip and More Ways Than One, and he said, "Have you ever heard of Primal?" And I was like, no, I didn't know what the hell to expect when you said that. So that's crazy. I did not see it coming as a
self-made porno name.
As a no dialogue cartoon. I was like, I don't know what the fuck Primal is, but Damn, that threw me off, Tim. I didn't see that coming, dude.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'll
sure.
watch it for sure.
Really watch it. In like once you see some stuff and how they make it through like certain things, like you're gonna be like, this is fucking nuts, dude.
I'll check it out. Absolutely. I love watching shit like that.
So my tip is a show. It's actually a documentary. I think it's one of two. I think Netflix has one. I think 30 for 30 is coming out with one too. But the one that's on Netflix is called Muscles of Mayhem. Mayhem of Muscles. Yeah, Muscles and Mayhem. There you go. The unauthorized story of the American Gladiators. Who remembers watching American Gladiators? You guys ever?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
So I must have started watching it or just caught the end of when it was like, I think, 92, 93.
I wasn't watching then. I was
10, 11,
4
whatever.
years
But
old.
I watched reruns though too.
Yeah, no.
But I didn't know how it started. I didn't know how it came to be. I didn't know who the original gladiators were or anything. But this goes through the story of how the story was created, who came up with it, the original gladiators. Goes through all the ones they brought in over time, the traveling they did, the contracts they signed that kind of fucked them in the end. But it's very interesting. It's only 5 episodes on Netflix.
Each an hour?
Each an hour.
Okay.
It's worth the watch. You get a chance to watch it. It goes through some of the contestants that came in and out, some of the drama behind the scenes with some of the gladiators. You can imagine maybe or maybe not some illegal substances were used during that time.
You don't say.
But no, it's worth a watch. It's kind of cool because they have the original people on there doing like interviews like that were gladiators. So what they're doing now and stuff, which is kind of cool. But it definitely caught me. It was kind of cool to catch up. I'll probably watch the 30 for 31 when it comes out. But yeah, Muscles and Mayhem. It's on Netflix. Give it a watch.
I will check that out for sure. That sounds awesome. I watched the fuck out of American Gladiators growing up, so I'm definitely interested in that.
Because they had some of the original games that they came up with, like the original ones.
Those were so fun.
Well, so this ones that weren't even aired, they shot these games for the pilot. Like one was like you were both hanging from like bungees and you had Velcro around you, and the gladiator had to try to push you up against the wall to get you to stick to the wall.
No shit.
But he got the idea from a Dennis Letterman episode.
David Letterman. Yeah,
where he ran and jumped up there and stuck to the wall, right? But what they failed to realize was that you need your entire body to stick to it so it sticks. They were just throwing the torsos up against it. So he goes, in retrospect, it was just 2 humans basically bouncing around, which was just ridiculous. But
that's fucking
they have
awesome,
some of the original games they played or tried to play, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I will definitely watch those for sure. I love that kind of shit. I love documentaries. My tip this week is the movie The Flash. I saw it in theaters a couple of weeks ago. I actually forgot that I saw it. When I was coming up with we went to that side. My bad. I'm not used to it yet, Tim. When I was thinking of my tip this morning, I had a totally different movie in mind. And then I finally stopped and I'm like, wait, I did see that movie in theaters a couple weeks ago after our last episode. So The Flash was awesome. I like DC more than Marvel in terms of their movies. I know that's not the popular opinion, and I don't mind Marvel.
In Independence Month?
Yes, very much so. And I have nothing against the Marvel movies. Like I literally just watched Endgame the other night. Like I love those movies. They're very fun and entertaining. But me personally, I get a little more invested in the DC universe because they're not just pushing out 1 million movies a month and like series and this and that. They'd like to be up there with Marvel, but they're just not. So I think I like that a little bit more because there's less to watch. Marvel eventually kind of just got boring for me. There was too much. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I reviewed that a few weeks ago or whatever. I loved that movie. So I have nothing against Marvel, but I really like DC stuff. I think DC's shows are better on Max. I personally like Doom Patrol, one of my favorite superhero shows. I love all the DC characters. Batman's one of my favorite superheroes of all time, and The Flash was fucking awesome. It was a really fun movie. Ezra Miller, of course, has his skeletons in his closet. He's not a great guy. So the movie hasn't done well. And I think people know that the way they're going to fuck up the DC universe and get all new people also makes people not care and not want to go spend money on it. So I totally understand that. But it was a really fun movie. I laughed a bunch of times. I enjoyed it from start to finish. I thought it was really well done, really funny. James Gunn did a great job. And it's got really cool callbacks, flashbacks, whatever you want to call them. And enjoyed it. Really liked the movie. So check out The Flash if you get a chance. If you like superhero movies, really a fun one.
I've heard good things about it. You know, I've heard some people can't get over the fact of what he did. And honestly, he's a weirdo, right?
Most of the hatred I've seen on it are from people that, they don't like Ezra Miller as a person, which for me, the movie was made, the movie's out there. Me going to see it, doesn't mean much to his life.
Right.
Like it's not going to stop him from working and doing things. So I'm just going to see the movie. The other things I saw people complaining about were like, diehard comic book people. I don't really follow comics that much, so I don't know what they're doing wrong to piss these people off. But in terms of just sitting down, watching a superhero movie of a superhero that I've seen in other movies, so I know the stories of him with the Justice League movies and stuff like that. Just a really fun movie. Honestly, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Again, I laughed a bunch of times. It was a tearjerker at times. It was just a fucking really good movie. Really liked it.
I haven't watched it. I gotta watch it. Just knowing Michael Keaton's in it, it sold it for me. So
highly recommend checking that out. So if you get a chance, watch The Flash. And that's going to do it for Talking About Balls, the scriptless episode that we did today.
Amazing.
Really had a good time. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Maybe we'll have half a script because I need to wean myself off. I'm like a crackhead. But until then, you want to get I don't even remember my fucking quote. I
didn't write it down.
I didn't write anything down. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks.